Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome once again to the Gems of War stream. A little bit of a different time for once. Well, not really that different time, but you know, Friday 8 p.m. Of course, main reason we are around, as many of you probably already know, but if you don't, definitely make sure to be getting on that sometime this weekend. We got ourselves the Vault event weekend. One thing pretty noteworthy about this one is, do I have it open? I forget if I checked this before the stream. But there's something really relevant about this current Vault weekend, and that is this is likely the last Vault weekend before we get the update. So the update, because Guild War is going to be taking place on 2 weekends from now, not next weekend, but the following weekend, it is very likely that we're going to be getting the update on the 18th. If we do get the update on the 18th, it is also very likely we'll be getting all the Flower Dragons, you know, on that day. And the thing that's relevant about that, of course, is they require Dragonite. So similar to how the other 2 dragons they end up getting, the other 2 categories. Last year was actually the first year since the mechanic has been out where we didn't get a new one, but they did it in the first major update of this year, which of course is, well, this upcoming update next week. So yeah, there's still time to go and stockpile for them. I'm not sure if we know currently what their official Dragonite cost is, but assumably they're going to be 500. The only reason why these were more was because it was supposed to be stronger Stellarix and such. Unless they're going to go to 600 now. We're just going to keep upgrading now. But no, they should be about 500 each as in before. And it could cost several before you need to go get enough. I think the first time around it took us like around 20 something. Though we did get pretty lucky the second time around and it only took us 6. We got exactly perfect roll to go and finish them all out. So we'll see how long it takes this time around. I'm not sure if we're doing a stream Tuesday night or if we're just going to do a video covering them separately, but we might be doing a stream Tuesday night. The only big issue is, aside from the new dragons, there isn't really much to go over. Mostly in the sense that Guild Wars, you know, we can't actually do until Guild Wars happens, which is 2 weekends from now, assuming they don't delay it. And, you know, there's not much we could do until then. Like, the patch is going to happen, and there's going to be, like, almost over a week where, you know, you can't really do anything related to Guild Wars for the most part. So, yeah, it's mostly just going to be the new dragons, whatever, like, other small little mechanics they end up adding during that and everything. But very minimal we could actually do initially with it, aside from go get the dragons and mess with the dragons. Are they coming out next Tuesday? Most likely. I don't think we officially know publicly the date, but it is very absurdly likely to be this Tuesday. But I can't really think of any other time, because generally they try to get it out before a week before. So, like, when else are they going to do it? This Tuesday? Because generally they need at least a week to pass over before they could do an event like this. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure the 18th is the latest possible date it could happen, which of course is 4 days from now. And we have a Vault Weekend day pretty much every day other than Monday leading up to it, so pretty nice. Too bad they didn't extend this Vault Weekend all the way up to it. But, yeah, every day except Monday we have a Vault Weekend going on, so definitely make sure to grind it. And the last big opportunity to do so. Anyways, I guess we'll start off by killing dailies, because honestly, I have not played at all yet today other than, like, the keys and such, and enough to get, I guess, our daily kills in, but that you could pretty much do anything for. This event I think's been going good. I should probably help my guild a little bit more than what we have, though. At least get, like, a little bit higher. Look, even Tyrion's above us. Hello, Tyrion, by the way, in chat. Actually, hello, everyone. I did say any of those. Hello, Reptile with sad human eyes. Hello, Mark. Hello, Tyrion. Hello, Bill. Hello, Isabel. Hello, everyone else. Welcome, 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 welcome. Yeah, we need to get at least past Tyrion. We got to get like 50. Well, we got to at least equalize a little bit more. Let's see. How many battles is that? We bare minimum got to do 9 more fights. We can't just stop at where we are right now. So, hello, Sushi Ninja. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And then we'll go do some more Vault-related things. I can probably clear up PvP real quick, because I can get a 1-hour booster, and I kind of want to use that while we go do Vault grind. And start doing all the paloozas. Alright, let's get a red on the board. Nice, nice. That should be enough for free damage. Should be enough for free mana. I wish you had slightly more. No! Wait, I could do it the other way around. I could do this, then do this, then do that. Boom, nice. There we go. No, he's still alive. How are you still alive? That thing's a little tanky. I don't think he has spell reduction. Don't think he does. Valraven. Honestly, not sure we're going to need it, though. The guild's been kind of carrying so hard up to this point that I might not need the extra fights. Could get some extra value in, though. Alright, I'll throw the other one down. Get our mana that we need. Luckily, it's really easy this week, too. A lot of key modes, honestly, are pretty free this week. Not like the freest they've ever been, but definitely on the freer side. Oh, the Valraven's still alive. That is not ideal. Let me just kill it outright just in case some shenanigan happens. You don't need shenanigans. Oh, that wasn't enough? Okay, now it is. And it should be dead. Good old Fairy Fire. Gosh, I love that Fairy Fire so much. And of course, with the new trip that we end up getting this week, we have a lot more access to Fairy Fire. The thing that creates a bunch of Fairy Fire gems combined with the Burning gems. Not only is it potentially your best burning option in early game, but it's also a really good Fairy Fire option. There are some situations you'll use it over Queen of Tanya. Queen of Tanya is still going to be a pretty popular option, though, because its overall value is still pretty much the best of any Fairy Fire. It's the biggest issue that every Fairy Fire option has had to compete with her, and is still to this day an issue that they have. And that is she just gets so much value. Like her final extra trait thing is like pretty basic. There's actually final traits that are better than this already, particularly on Mythics. However, her ratio of that trait combined with her ability has pretty much stood the test of time. Like, since Fairy Fire has been added, it has been the best option in the game, and to this day is still the best option for Fairy Fire in the game. It's actually kind of insane that nothing has came in that's been better than it yet. There are things that are better if your only goal is the 4x Fairy Fire or something like that. But if you're looking for a ratio of Fairy Fire to damage output, she's still the best thing in the game for it. Because generally, if you're trying to get Fairy Fire in a team, you're also looking for, you know, spell damage. And she does spell damage. The few situations where you don't use her now is when you're using a true damage team. Like, if you want Fairy Fire for true damage, a good example of that is Tesla, which, if I'm not mistaken, is in Soulforge this week for PC Mobile, by the way, if you guys haven't already gotten any new players out there. Really great option to just run you through the whole game. Just get a Tesla from Soulforge, ideally two, but if you can only afford one, that's also fine. You can easily just grind the Vault event this weekend if you don't have enough resources for it too, which is great. But in the case of Tesla, you would definitely not use Queen of Tanya. You would definitely want to use the new thing that came out this week. But in a lot of other situations, it's still perfectly fine running Queen of Tanya for it. Let's see. Oh yeah, I haven't ended on any codes yet. Let me go do that. Can you explain poison? Can you die from being poisoned if you're full stats? Yes. Basically what poison's pretty underwhelming in Gems of War. All it does is it does 1 HP damage 50% of the time. And yes, actually, now that I think about it, yeah, it can do lethal damage, right? Honestly, its HP values have gotten so high, I almost forget if it could do lethal damage. But I'm pretty sure it can. I know Burning can. I'm pretty sure... Yeah, and Bleed can. Yeah, Poison should be able to. It's honestly been so long, I actually forget. But yeah, Poison should be able to do lethal damage. I've actually kind of forgotten at this point because HP values are so high that it's almost impossible to die to Poison. But yes, I believe you can die to Poison. It would just take a very, very, very absurdly long time or very specific circumstances late in the game for it to actually occur. As it's effectively doing half a damage per turn, which is very low with the average value that exists today. Hey, let me go hand out a code. Oh yeah, by the way, I do have pet codes. I will be handing them out starting next week. I mean, not next... You know what I mean. I only have one. But next week's... maybe we'll save it for patch day, actually. I think we'll save it for Tuesday. Because I was originally going to hand it out on Monday. But to make Tuesday patch day a little bit spicier, I think I might save it for Tuesday then. As there's like a 95% chance the patch is this Tuesday. I can't think of any other day that they would do it on. If it's not that Tuesday, it's the following week Tuesday, but it's almost guaranteed next week's Tuesday. Yeah, we'll do it on patch day for the special pet code. I don't think it's anything too particular, because this game doesn't get St. Patrick's Day pets for some reason, even though we get the skulls in game, as you can see. So, I don't actually have a St. Patrick's Day pet to hand out, because there aren't any. However, I think they gave me one of the old kitty dragons or something. I forget exactly which one it is, like one of the cat dragon thingies. I can't remember if it was the anniversary one or something else, but we have that to hand out on, probably on patch day we'll end up doing it. Did you check the new Guild Wars full breakdown on the forums? Oh no, I haven't. Let's go do that this stream as well. Oh yeah, that patch is definitely next week then. Because they said they were going to post that before they did the patch. I was wondering where that was. But I haven't actually checked it yet. What day did I post it on? Because I could have sworn I checked on Monday and it wasn't there. Which means they had to have posted it sometime this week. Have we done enough battles yet? Where are we right now? I don't know. I want to get 4 more in and then we'll go check it. Gotta contribute some to the guild. Before Isabel kicks us. Let's see. I'll take the purple over. Oh gosh, what's that number? Come on, stop, stop. There we go, finally. It ended at 13 by the end. It's called Guild Wars Reimagined? Okay, we'll go check it then. But yeah, in 3 more battles, we'll go check the Guild War rework. Yeah, I've been wondering where that's been. So far they've done 3 previews. One back in December, where they were doing like the beta mock-up. Another one, like right before they did the actual public beta. and the one that they have now. So let's go check it, because I haven't actually checked any details with it. So yeah, let's go see what's been announced on it. Because we're going to need to do this 2 weekends from now. 2 weeks from today is the first Guild War of the new system, unless it gets changed. But 2 weeks from today is the first Guild War under the new system. How many more battles do we have? Where are we? 2 more! Actually, we'll go do it until we get to the next big fight. I think that's in 2 more anyway, so it works out perfectly. Yeah, we'll go over that in 2 fights then. Because I'm really curious some of the details with it. Because I'm still kind of confused on a couple of things related to the new Guild War. Particularly when it comes to the scoring system. They said they would make the scoring system a lot simpler though. So let's see how true that is. Can one quick read of it, will we fully understand how to maximize score? I'm hoping it's a lot more similar to the first Guild War system. Because the first Guild War system was really, really, really absurdly easy to know what your max score was. All you had to do was use whatever the condition was, plus not die. That's it. Like if you lost any unit and didn't resummon it, you lost points. And as long as you use 4 times of whatever restriction was, boom, you're good to go. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a little bit more complicated than that this time around. But the very first Guild War system was so straightforward compared to what they turned it into. Like the confusing mess by the time it was at the end of whatever it was. Is that enough? I think that's exactly at 50. Let me double check. Yep, exactly on 50. Good enough. Alright, let me go find this thing real quick. What's the easiest way to get there? Oh, can I just find it through here? Let me see. So here's a Guild War sneak peek number 2, which we went over about a month ago. And then a month before that, we had Guild War sneak number 1. Okay, is there a number 3 over here? Guild Wars Reimagined Gameplay. Oh, they posted this on Tuesday. Oh, that's why I didn't check it. Yeah, they posted it the day after Monday. Oh, don't make such small text. Gosh, do I need to go open this in a new thing to be able to read that? Let me go get a browser open. 1 second. Why are they hiding it in a menu inside of a menu inside of a menu? What am I looking for? I'm looking for... 1 second. Trying to make this bigger so we don't have to look at microscopic text. Let's do that. I need to get to the Gems of War. Let me just open a new tab. Gemsofwar.com. Get to this exact same page. Get to that exact link. Boom, boom, boom. Yes, open a new tab. Yes, I just want this image. Hopefully this makes it bigger. I'm not sure if this is going to make it any bigger, but I'm hoping this makes it bigger. About to find out. Does this make it bigger? Not really. Gosh, come on, Steam browser. Be better. Can you not zoom in this? Like, at all? In any way? Oh, come on. Why did that just do that? I have no clue what just happened. There we go. Okay. Alright, Guild Wars. A quick overview. Alright, let me get my magnifying glass out here. Prepare up to 3 days before the war begins. A Guild Wars leader must opt in to the next Guild War. This can be done in the Guild Wars admin menu. Once opted in, Guild Wars leaders must choose from 6 keeps to defend. With each one is different. Set up defenses up to 1 hour before the war begins. Guild War members defend the keep by each choosing 1 of 9 buildings. Each building has a unique restriction and cannot have more than 3 defenders. Guild members may then set the best defense teams they can muster based on the restrictions. Keep in mind, you definitely want to make sure you're defending every single post, as otherwise it will default to some absurdly weak team. So you want at least 1 person at every post, which with a normal guild you should be able to do easily. But smaller guilds, this might be relevant. The war begins. A Guild Wars runs for 4 days, which, yeah, that doesn't mean it does dip into Monday then. Because that means, also, we have a red dot. That's kind of funny. I get so close, you can actually see a red dot here. This is from the mic being on or off button, by the way. I never noticed that before. Normally we're far enough from the mic that you never see the red. That's really funny. You can actually, I'm getting like so close to it, you can see the little red dot. That's for the mute button. Anyways, the war begins. A guild war runs for 4 days. Each day, your guild is automatically matched against another guild, similar in ranking to you. The more players who participate in your guild, the higher your morale multiplier and rewards you may receive. Fight 1 guild each day. Each player gets 5 battles per day. So it's still the same 5 battle system against 1 guild system. That's still the same. Fight a path. So the amount of time that Guild Wars takes is exactly the same as before. As far as how much time you have to spend setting up defend teams and everything else. If anything, I think you have to only set up 1 defend team compared to before, where you had to set up 1 per day. So it's technically even quicker than before, because even though it's the same 5 battles, you only have to set up 1 defend team instead of 6. Though the defend team that you have to set up is different every single time rather than the same 6, so I guess in that regard it could take more time. But anyways, fight a path, though I might, on some of the videos, cover a defend team for every single one, as well as the main offensive teams. The way I'll likely cover in the video is 1 defend team per category, and 3 different offensive teams, or 2 different offensive teams. I'm not sure how I'll break it down. The offensive teams matter way more than defend teams, that's for sure. Like, having a good offensive team is the one that matters the most. Like, defend teams still matter, but generally player advantage compared to the AI is going to be way stronger than any defend team. Even though higher defend teams, you know, are still good. But it's more so your offensive team that matters the most. Anyways, similar to before. Fight a path through the enemy keep, trying to win all 5 of the battles to reach the palace. As you progress further into the keep, the building are worth more points. The palace is worth the most. So kind of similar to before, where you get increasingly more points as you go deeper. So same system as before, just set up in a different visual compared to before. But this is a lot of the same overall. How you defend overall has been a little bit different. But beyond that, all this works pretty much like old Guild Wars with a new coat of paint. Get results. Earn score to move up the rankings. If your guild wins, the day it will increase its score on the leaderboard and possibly move up. Losing will deduct from your score, though. Higher ranked guilds receive extra morale bonus for even more rewards. Guild rewards. Earn daily and event rewards. Win the daily war against another guild, and your whole guild is rewarded with 10 gold marks. That's actually pretty good, especially if you don't normally partake in PvP. That's some gold marks that you wouldn't otherwise get. 20 silver marks, that's basically irrelevant, and 10,000 gold, that's also basically irrelevant. Your morale will multiply this amount. Oh, okay, that's actually huge then. So you have to get more than 10 gold marks per win then. I'm not sure what your morale percent would be, but actually that's pretty good then. The other two are irrelevant, like that much gold and that much silver marks. But, you know, 10, 20, 30 gold marks, it's not a small amount for winning a Guild War day. Anyways, personal rewards. Earn extra rewards for winning. Oh, I believe this is the paid area. You have to pay money to get a lot of these rewards. Every player earns extra free rewards just by winning battles. These include burning marks and shiny tokens for a legendary troop. Purchase a Guild Wars medallion, aka money, for even more personal rewards. But yeah, that's how they're monetizing New Guild War. You can basically get extra rewards whenever you buy that. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be too needed. I'm not sure what all the extra rewards will be. I wish there was a more zoomed in image of this. I'm not sure why this one does not want to zoom in further. But anyways, let me go back to the main post here. Anyways. Oh yeah, sorry, my bad. Let me go look back in chat. Oh yeah, let me go into another code too. Here you guys go. Here. Another code. Enjoy. There's more text. Let's see. I know, that's just a summary. I know, I just wanted to go over the summary real quick. Let's see. Oh, so hello, Rockhound. Welcome, welcome. Can you, let's see, the pie dish is poisoned. Let's see. Oh, so hello, Sonny. Welcome, welcome. Hope all's been well. Oh, so hello, presumed if I didn't say hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Can you choose not to play the Guild Wars as a guild? Yes, you can, but you generally want to as a guild because you get a lot of free rewards. It's very similar to the old Guild War system in that you can opt out of it if you wanted to as a guild, but you shouldn't be, really. Like, it's only 5 battles for 4 days, and you get a lot of free loot, even if you don't win. Though you do get a lot more free loot if you do win. Guild War events. How often do Guild Wars run? Before jumping into the details, everything shown in the diagram above, which we just read in full, let's talk about timing. The good news is that we've built the new Guild Wars to be quite flexible. So a given event can run from 2 to 10 days. The first ones will be running for 4 days, taking place over top of where Arena normally is. He'll probably mention that in a moment. And it is not tied to the weekly rotation of other events. That said, everything in this article refers to a Guild Wars that runs for 4 days, which is how we are going to be introduced them. Initially, the plan is to replace Arena weekends, did I just say this? And Guild War events that run from Thursday to Sunday. Oh, Thursday to Sunday. Oh, I thought it was going to be Friday to Monday. Okay, they're doing it Thursday to Sunday. Interesting. Oh, yeah, we're definitely getting the patch on next week's Tuesday then. This will allow us to gather feedback from everyone as we balance and adjust the system. After that, we'll look to adjust the length and frequency of Guild War events to 0. No, to make it the most fun as it can be for everyone that doesn't want to do Guild War. No, honestly, I'm looking forward to Guild War. Each day of a Guild War, plus free gold marks every day you win. That's actually really good. Like, if you can earn like 10 to 30 free gold marks just for winning Guild War, that is way better than winning Guild War before. Unless they were completely removed the gems, in which case, I don't know, it's kind of average. But, oh no, gold marks are pretty valuable. 100 of them is a deed book. So even if you only get 10 per win, 10 Guild War wins, that's bare minimum a deed book. Even if you had none of the extra percent that they were talking about. Each day of a Guild War event, we'll see your guild facing off against another guild to see who can score the most points and win. Each win will increase your guild's rating on the leaderboard, which each loss will cost your guild some rating. As of the arena events, they'll probably get a rework at some point in the future and return. What about the treasure hunt? You said you would do arena and treasure hunt at the same time, and then you did arena separately and said you would eventually do treasure hunt at some point, and it never did. Could you imagine a treasure hunt weekend? Instead of a vault weekend, we have a treasure hunt weekend where they have like 5 times loot or something, or more unique loot or anything. Just do something to them. But when are we getting the treasure hunt version of what happened to arena? Because now they're reworking arena before treasure hunt even gets reworked once. Is there anything unique about Guild War events? Guild War events have a couple of unique elements to keep each one fresh. Firstly, each Guild War has an attacker restriction in place. Don't worry, defenders also have restrictions to keep it fair, before they kind of did, but didn't have as many. It's actually a lot more restrictive for the defensive team, by the way, compared to before. This might be troop color, or this might be troop color, troop kingdom, or troop type. We have no plans at present to double these up and make complex restrictions that are difficult for forming teams. Okay, nice. Okay, so those are going to be some pretty easy restrictions then. So troop color, we already know this from previous Guild War. Kingdom type, or, troop kingdom. This is basically just standard kingdom restrictions. This is a lot more restricted, probably the most restricted out of any of these 3. The benefit of this restriction is you get a lot of extra stats. The downside is some kingdom synergies are really horrifically bad. And troop type is probably in between. There's some really good troop types out there. Obviously, Dragon is the first one that comes to mind these days. However, there are some categories that are really bad, like Centaur, if you don't have the 50% mana start troop. The biggest issue with troop type is if you're missing one single thing. I guess Kingdom can kind of be looked at that too. But the biggest issue with troop type is sometimes there's a core troop or two within the category. And if you're missing that type troop or two, like the 50% mana start troop or something similar, it can be really hard to make a pure team out of that whenever that restriction does arise. And I believe the first restriction offensively is going to be Broken Spire. So if you're missing, like, all the good mythics, legends from Broken Spire, the first Guild War might be really difficult. As your main offensive team, I believe the entire time is a Broken Spire team for the first Guild War. Unless they've changed that by this point. But last I recall, it's going to be a Broken Spire restriction. We have no plans at present to double these up and make complex restrictions that are difficult for forming teams. Alright, so the hardest it's ever going to be is troop type, troop color, or kingdom type. Color was already before, and now they decided 2 new categories they could be. Hello, Lester. Welcome, welcome. Also, each Guild War introduces a shiny legendary troop. Oh, they're finally doing it. Oh, wait, what about shiny mythics, though? I want shiny mythics. But they finally did it. They did the thing. They were talking about eventually doing shiny legends and shiny mythics. I still wish shinies would have been rolled out differently than the way that they're doing it. But, hey, we finally get shiny legends for the first time. Each Guild Wars introduces shiny legendary troops. You can win shiny tokens for this troop in the Guild Wars reward track, almost all of which will probably be money locked. Tokens for these new shiny legendaries will go into shiny chests 2 to 3 months after the event. aka hoarding keys, still worth it. The meta is still to hoard shiny keys forever. I say hello, Chris. Hope everything's been going well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, the meta is still to hold shiny keys for the rest of the time and invest them in like 3 years from now to actually open any. Merklurk and Dirk was one of the few exceptions in recent times where I did want to go and max it out. But aside from that exception, yeah, keep hoarding your shiny keys. Anyways, because you can't even get the legendary ones till 2 to 3 months after the fact. So you want to wait at least like 3+ months, like almost 4, just to make sure they're in drop table. Like even if there's one that's in drop table that you want to wait at least like almost 4 months just to guarantee that's in drop table. Hello, Miss Insane Witch. Welcome, welcome. Preparing for a Guild War. Opt in. The first, I lost track of where it was. The first step in preparing for a Guild War is to opt into it. This may be done by anyone in the top 3 ranks of the guild leadership. Oh, good. It's anyone in your top 3 then. It doesn't have to be the leader of the guild necessarily. Access to the checkbox from the Guild Wars menu by selecting My Guild Keep, followed by the Admin button. This must be done 3 days before a Guild War begins, else the option will be locked. This is to give guilds enough time to prepare the defenses. All guilds who have had an active member in the last 3 months will be automatically opted into Guild Wars, but may disable that if they wish. Also, thank you, Jason, for the continued support. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. Selecting your keep. The keep idea behind Guild Wars is that you are attacking an enemy guild's keep. Honestly, I do like the visual change. Visually, aesthetically, even though a lot of it's the same, I do really like the changes that they made to it in that regard. Because before it was just like, here's like a random menu and you just keep clicking, clicking, clicking. Now it actually looks like a thing. Like you actually are attacking like a guild in a sense. Definitely huge improvement in that regard. Like the feel of Guild Wars in that regard. While defending your one keep from the same guild. Anyways, there are 6 different keeps. One based on each of the gem colors. Your guild must choose one of these keeps to defend. Once again, anyone in the top 3 guild ranks can choose the keep, and it must be locked in 3 days before the Guild War begins. Interesting, they actually changed this. I wonder if they got a lot of feedback based on this. Because before it was going to be only the guild leader, I believe, was able to do this. But now anyone in your top 3 guild ranks, so you don't have to depend on the guild leader always doing it necessarily. It's anyone in your top 3 ranks can do it. I guess they got a lot of feedback that it would be too much pressure maybe on the guild leader remembering or something compared to multiple people. But that's interesting. But yeah, there's one tidbit of feedback that it seems like they've taken from the other 2. Because this wasn't here before. Before, I think it was only guild leader, but now it's your top 3 ranks. Which could be your entire guild, depending on what your rank system is. Anyways, there will be a news item reminding players of an impending guild war 4 days before it starts. So you will have some advance notice to change the keep and opt-in settings, which is also the reason why it's going to be Tuesday next week and not the following week. They're pretty much just confirming with every word here that the patch is next week's Tuesday. Because there wouldn't be 4 days beforehand if it was the following week Tuesday. There wouldn't be enough time. Anyways, there will be a news item reminding you 4 days ahead. That must be changed before that too. Wait, what's this? They may be changed before that too, anytime after the previous Guild War. Oh, the opt-in settings. Upon release, all guilds will default be the blue keep. Okay, keeps. So as mentioned above, Guild Wars has you attacking an enemy guild's keep, while defending your own keep from the same enemy. There are 6 keeps to choose from. Each guild is free to pick the one they prefer. Each keep contains a series of 10 buildings linked together by paths. Each building in the keep may be defended by players from its guild. Attackers will attempt to fight their way through an enemy guild's keep from the gate towards the palace in order to score points. Each keep has the following properties: a color theme, linked to one of the 6 gem colors, a guild guardian, one of the 6 unique under spire sentinels. Its color will match the keep, and a series of 10 different buildings joined together by paths. Keep buildings. The first building is always the gate. The final building is always the palace. The 8 buildings in between are different in each keep, and attackers must choose their path through those buildings if they want to try to reach the palace on their 5th battle. As you approach the palace, the buildings are worth more points, and guild with the most points wins the day. Each building, except for the gate, may be defended by up to 3 players from its guild. Their defend teams will have a troop type restriction based on the selected building. Example, the smithy must be defended by dwarves, but the temple must be defended by divines. Interesting. Guild guardians. The gate is always defended by the guild guardian with a predetermined team. For now, he fights at level 20. Oh gosh, that's going to be so weak. But we have plans for him in the future to be updated. Even though the gate is worth the least points, it is a great location for newer players to repetitively attack. Okay, so I see. It's being set up as like an early game. I was going to say, because that is so weak. That is so weak. Also, hello, MKJS. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you've been doing well. But yeah, I was going to say, that seems so absurdly weak. But this is because it's geared towards newer players so they can actually partake in Guild Wars. Otherwise, yeah, they might be locked out. You would get a lot less points if you end up doing it that way. But for those of you who hate doing Guild Wars, I don't advise doing it if you're in a bigger guild. But if you truly, truly hate Guild War, gosh, the easiest thing to do is go fight the gate 5 times. You will get almost no score, as doing that 5 times is worth less than doing the palace even once you get there. However, If you truly wanted to just get Guild Wars done quickly, that's one way of doing it. Though you should be moving forward the entire time. Do not do that in most guilds. Because ideally what you should be doing is doing the gate, then doing one of the next ones, then the next one, then the next one, then palace, of course. Like, you want to move up the entire time. It's like the same Guild Wars system as before. You have 100 base points and 150, 200, and I think it was like 250, 300 or something before. But now it scales even more. The final two scale even more importantly than before, so it's even more important to not lose compared to before, as far as maximizing points. As losing is actually punished a lot more compared to the previous Guild Wars system, based on these numbers here. As before, I'm pretty sure it was like, what? Like each time it moved up by like 25, 50-ish. But the final two move up by a lot more. It moves by 100 here and then by 200 for the final fight. So you're losing a lot of points for losing even a single time. And here's all the setups for all of them. Interesting. I wonder which one would be the best one to set up then. So if I was to look at all these based on which one is probably the strongest. Dragons, human, Rashka. I want to see like what the back lines are. Ooh. Pure color. What is the most annoying pure color team in the entire game? If I was to make a defend team of the most annoying thing in existence, which color would it be? Avoid Divine. Yeah, Divine would be kind of annoying. Honestly, I think you would want to set a yellow defend, wouldn't you? Because a lot of these look really good. You have Wild Folk Monster up front. Wild Folk being a lot stronger, so people would move right. But then they would go down the easy route, though. Oh, but then they would be forced to have to do Divine. And I'm trying to see which defend would be, like, the hardest one to get through. I think it's yellow. Because you can run Takshaka team at the high end. They're forced to either have to go through Dragon, Human, or Divine. Like, bare minimum, they have to cross through 1 to 3. It's impossible for them not to. They gotta go through at least one really hard fight there. Oh no, I guess Dragon Defend... I mean, Human Defend actually isn't that hard now that I think about it. Because what they would do is go Monster, Human, Knight, and then Palace. Because that would be the easiest route. Because Humans are good offensively, but honestly, Human Defend team's pretty bad. Because this would be defensively, not offensively. I don't know. I'm trying to see which one is the strongest. I want to say either blue, yellow, or, you know, like the Takshaka ones. Any of, like, the Takshaka-related coloration. Blue looks decently strong. I wish one of them had, like, Dragon Divine right up front or something. None of them have a good double right at the beginning is the problem. Like, you can't lock people out immediately. Let's see, what does this one end in? Dragon, Undead, and Giants. Honestly, this one doesn't seem too bad. Blue. They're not going to go left because that's too strong. They would have to go through either Undead Rogue or Giant Knight. There's just a couple good teams for that. Because they're definitely going to avoid doing Dragon. They're definitely going to avoid doing Goblin there. No, it would definitely take some deliberation to see which one would be the hardest one. Naga's kind of interesting because you do have access to Takshaka. Oh, maybe Green's really good then. Because Green has a trifecta you could do. The final fight... I don't know, what's the meta for pure green team these days for defend? You do have access to quite a few interesting things like, what's his name? Wow, I don't forget his name. It's been so long since Guild Wars has been around. The thing that does double true damage and webs all enemies. Web Spinner. Not Web Spinner. The thing that summons Web Spinner. Arachnine Weaver. There we go. But, Arachnine Weaver. You can end up running there. Oh, sorry, Isabel. What did you say? So are you going to tell who, goes where? No, you can put pretty much anyone everywhere. As long as people make strong teams, it doesn't really matter where they defend. But no, it doesn't really matter where everyone goes to. As long as everyone sets really good teams for each one. Like, as long as you know what the meta is for each one. I would say, though, if we're going green, I think green is the strongest defend. Because you're forced to have to either take Divine Elemental, which is awful to try to fight. Naga Elves, which has Takshaka and some really good Arachnine Weaver teams that you can end up doing. And Goblin. You're forced to have to go through at least one really hard fight. Because Divine and Elemental, you would never go down this path. So it comes down to, do you want to do Takshaka and like Arachnine Weaver teams, or do you want to have to face the RNG that is Goblin? So yeah, it looks like green defend is the strongest one for Megatel. Like, if you're going to pick any of the 6, I think you go green. Because you basically have a wall where you can't really get through. You have to take at least one really, really hard fight. So yeah, I think it's green. Green defend. Because every single other one has a really big hole that you could just go through that has a lot of weak types. But from what I can tell from a quick search, it looks like green is the best defend location. Because you're going to force them to either take Divine Elemental, which they'll never do, Naga into Arachnean Weaver-like teams, which mostly Takshaka being the most annoying thing there, or the very annoying auto-die to Goblins based on pure RNG battle, which means they're basically forced to have to do Elf Naga. Like, you could probably do Wargear, Elf Naga, I think is the weakest one here. Like, if you were to go path through. Okay, so that'd be interesting. Because they're definitely not going to take Divine Elemental, and they're definitely not going to take Goblin. So the weakest path you could go down is Wargear, Elf Naga, and honestly, that's decently strong. There's some decently strong Wargear teams, especially if you know what the restriction is. As there's a lot of Wargears that can do double damage to a specific color type. And if you know what the restriction is, aka Broken Spire, you can set up a Wargear that does extra damage to brown or extra damage to red, and you're just good to go. But yeah, this would be really, really good for that. Yeah, honestly, this is so good. I think it's green. I don't see any reason why you wouldn't. Oh yeah, there's extra effects. What are these? Turn 15. Entangle all enemies. Create 5 entangle gems. Oh, this is after 15 turns, though. But yeah, green. Green defend. Because that effect doesn't matter. 15 turns. You know how long that is? Oh, does that count extra turns, though? But, this is pretty cool, though. I do like that aspect. But yeah, green. Long story short, green. 100%. It should be the main, strongest, hardest to do keep. Alright, yeah, we're gonna go green then. I don't know, we'll still take a little bit more deliberation later, but I'm pretty sure green is the strongest one you can set. Anyways, setting defend teams. Unless it changes every time, but from what I can tell here, it seems to be static. So you only have to worry about them every single time. The restriction per week that you need to use offensively is different, but I believe these are static. Like, if you choose green, this will always be the defense you have to set up for it. If you choose blue, this is always going to be the defense you have to set up for it, so on and so forth. So, yeah, you don't have to worry about this constantly changing. Only what you use offensively constantly changes every week. Alright, so yeah, green in this. Anyways, let's keep going. Setting defenses. Also, hello, Logic Slayer. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, yeah, let me go ahead and another code as well. Here you guys go. Where's the code? Here you go. Enjoy. Alright, where were we? Let's keep reading. Setting defenses. From 3 days out until the final hour before the Guild Wars event begins, guild members may set their defense. The keep is locked in. Excuse me. At this point, so all that remains is the players to do two things: select a building to defend, and set up defend teams. Defending is an important part of Guild Wars, as active defenders give your guild a morale bonus that increases daily rewards for winning. Wait, defending is an important, as active defenders give your guild, okay, so basically let's have a full guild then, if I'm understanding that correctly. Daily rewards and morale bonus. We read this some earlier, but let's read it again. Well, you know what it says here, because I'm not sure how it does the morale bonus, but we've seen this before. Your daily reward collectible whenever you win a day's Guild Wars is heavily tied to your morale bonus. The basic daily reward for every member of a winning guild is 10 gold marks, which is really, really, really good, 20 silver marks, which is basically nothing, and 10,000 gold, which is basically nothing. It's basically just 10 gold marks. They could have just excluded those two words. Morale bonus adds to these rewards and is determined by two things: your active defenders, 250%. Okay, get a full guild. Get a full guild now. Unless it caps at 25 people. But go, 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 go. Get a full guild. Wait, do we have a full guild? Anyways, we're recruiting right now. Wait. Anyone looking to join the guild? We have one spot. Go, go, go. But yeah, we got one spot available. Anyways, it looks like it caps at 25 people potentially, though. But your guild's position in the global leaderboard for 0 to 250%. So you can get 500%. Wow, you know how good that is? 50 gold marks per day. Oh, no, I was talking to chat, though, if anyone wants to get in. I know you've been doing a lot for it, Isabel. Greatly appreciated. If anyone in chat wants to join in. But, wow. Up to potentially 50 gold marks a win is insane. Obviously, you're probably not going to be that high for most guilds. Most guilds are probably going to be at like 30, 40-ish. But even 30 or 40 gold marks for one Guild War win, that's a lot. Compared to what you used to get before, that is really good. Because you have to keep in mind, every 100 gold marks is a deed book. So if you're getting about 33, 34 gold marks or so, which I feel like most endgame guilds will be around that point. If you're getting like 33, 34 gold marks per win, that's basically a deed book every Guild War. If you win 3 out of the 4 days, you get yourself a deed book, basically. That is really, really, really good. basically a deed book for partaking in guild wars, not even counting any of the other rewards. Just that reward alone is basically a deed book per week if your guild wins 3 out of 4 days. Morale bonus, I already read that. These bonuses are additive. So if the top guild fielded all defenders, it would gain a 500% bonus to the rewards, 60 gold marks and 120 silver marks and 60,000 gold. Morale bonus for defenders is calculated at plus 2% each for the first 7 defenders, plus 6% for the next 10 defenders. Oh, is this every single time you win on defend? Oh, wait. Or is this how many people are defending the guild? I'm confused as to what it means by defenders here. Morale bonus for the defenders is calculated as following. Plus 2% for the first 7 defenders. How many is this total? 17. Let me do some math real quick. 17. 25. 27. Oh, they're doing a 27 system again. They're doing 27 out of 30. Oh, wait, they're doing a 27 out of 30 system again. Because that's only 27 if I counted that correctly. Because 7, 17, 25, 27. Oh, you don't need a full guild. It's still probably helpful to have one, but you don't need a full guild. Yeah, morale bonus for defenders is calculated at 2%, plus 2% for the first 7 defenders, plus 6% for 10 more, plus 15% for each of the next 8 defenders, and plus 28% each for the last 2 defenders. Morale bonus for the leaderboard is calculated at 250% for position 1, plus 200% for positions 2 and 3, plus 150% for position 4 to 10, plus 100% for 11 to 20, 50% for 21 to 50 is likely where we'll be as a guild, most likely. 25% for 51 to 100, which could also be where potentially we are. And 0% if you're anything lower than that. So we'll be at either the 25% or 50% unless we really try hard as a guild. But realistically, got to fall somewhere in there. So we're going to get most of our bonus from the other thing. That's still really good, though. That's still a lot of potential. Anyways, defending buildings. Up to 3 players can defend any building except the gates. When attacked, one of the defenders will be chosen at random for a PvP battle. If no defenders are present, the guild guardian will defend instead. This shouldn't happen for active guilds, but this is mostly relevant if you're a smaller guild. You definitely want to spread out everyone in your guild to every single spot. Do not clump them all up in one single location. You want to make sure at least one person is defending every single area. But you only have like, what, 8 hours to go defend? So, you know, a normal standard guild of like, you know, 27, 30-ish people will automatically have, you know, every single thing covered. So if you're a bigger guild, you don't really need to worry about this. But make sure if you are a really small guild, like 10-ish people, give or take a few, that you have at least one person defend at every single location, as you do not want to have an empty location. Otherwise, it gets set with a pre-default, like, super weak team. If no defenders are present, the Guild Wars Guardians will defend instead with its level 20 team, the same as the gate. Yeah, it's really bad. Yeah, you definitely want to be defending every location. Each defender must choose the defense team matching the building restrictions. Failure to choose a team means you will not be selected as a defender, and your defense will not count towards the guild's morale bonus. You may notice that there are only 27 defender slots because they're keeping 27 out of 30, so you don't need a full guild. But guilds have 30 members. This is intentional, as we realize that guilds may have a few inactive members on any given week. Nice! They kept 27 out of 30. We already saw that earlier based on that number. But, yeah, there it is. They have maintained 27 out of 30. This is a mechanic they added for pretty much the last year that we've had Guild War or so, where basically there's a lot of complaints that you always need like a 30 out of 30 guild. Actually, my guild ended up winning the first ever Guild War because of that. Because we had a 30 out of 30 guild, and the person who had second place had one person leave, I think beforehand or after or something. So they only had 29 out of 30. So the main reason we actually won the first Guild War, other than that we were like try-harding with teams the entire time and giving everyone teams like every single day for everything. But one thing that helped us win the first Guild War is one of the teams that was super competitive for only a 29 out of 30, whereas we had 30 out of 30. However, in modern times, you only need 27 out of 30 to do Guild War. It is still beneficial to have 30 out of 30, but it's not required. As long as you have at least 27 out of 30, you can partake it at full effectiveness in Guild War. Alright, cool. So they are keeping that mechanic, which is nice, because that was a really good quality of life mechanic that they added pretty recently to Guild Wars. That Guild Wars has needed for like ages, but yeah, they're keeping that for new Guild War, of course. This is intentional, as we realize guilds may have a few inactive members at any given week. One final consideration when defending buildings is this. Which rank is a building in? As the building get closer to the palace, their defenders gain a small skill buff. Oh, they're keeping the small increase thing. Okay, that's nice. All right, what is it this time? Rank 1, one step past the gate, has a 5% buff to all skills. Rank 2 has a 10%, then 15%, then the palace is 20%. Interesting. Okay. So they're kind of retaining that. I think they had some small system like this before. I forget exactly how it worked before, but yeah, that's how it works now. Guilds may opt to have fewer defenders at certain locations in order to restrict the choice of defenders at the location and make it harder for attackers. This is a valid strategic choice. It will, however, lower the morale bonus of a guild, which will result in them receiving less rewards if they win the day. AKA, just distribute evenly everywhere. There's really no reason why you should be stacking in a given location. If you want to stack a team, just have everyone make the same team or something. But no, everyone should evenly distribute. It doesn't matter where you go. It just matters that you evenly distribute everywhere. So where everyone specifically goes doesn't really matter too much. Just make sure everyone gets to a even distribution so we get the morale bonus thing. But you don't really need to stack to a given location. If you truly wanted to, if you know some endgame players have better stuff and you don't, as a newer player who doesn't have as much stuff, try picking a location that is really early on if you can, if they haven't been taken already early in the week. But save the bigger locations for people who have like all the good stuff. Like, you don't want to take the palace unless you have, like, literal, like, best in slot, pretty much. Like, unless you have, like, every kingdom max and everything, you probably don't want to be defending the palace. So you probably want to take one of the earlier ones. But basically, if you are in a guild where you're not as... Like, if you're in, like, the middle or lower end of a guild, like, stat-wise compared to the rest of the guild, you probably want to take these. But if you are, like, basically maxed out, have literally everything in the game, you probably want to try defending palace or, like, somewhere near the palace. But basically, if you don't have that much, defend the earlier sections. If you have basically everything in the game, defend the later sections. But regardless, you should just fill whatever's left and make sure you evenly distribute. So if I log on and, like, you know, the palace is taken, rank 3 is taken, you know, I would probably just take rank 2 then, or, you know, one of the earlier spots. But you ideally do want to be putting your people that have all the better stuff at the end so they can better utilize the extra stats and everything. And also because they have better team synergies and everything. Whereas all the people who have less you want to put early on because they're not getting as much of a benefit. But, yeah, put your better people in the back. But regardless, you want to evenly distribute so you get the full morale bonus. So even if you are someone who has, like, literal best in slot, you might still have to take one really early on if your guild has already taken all the other spots. Anyways, guild may opt to have fewer defenders at certain locations in order to restrict the choice of defenders at the location. No, you should always evenly distribute. You want the max morale bonus. Anyways, guild guardians and player defenses. Guild guardians have an extra ability that will help defenders, even themselves, when they are the defender. If a battle lasts 15 turns or more... Oh yeah, I saw this. This is a pretty cool mechanic. I like this. I've been hoping for this for ages, where they add, like, board effects or even kingdom effects. I was hoping they would do this ages ago for kingdoms. Basically, where every single kingdom has a certain effect that would occur. But they finally brought this to Guild War, this mechanic. So they only have to do 6 of them instead of, like, 1 per kingdom. But I was really hoping they would eventually do this for kingdom locations way back in the day. They never did. But this is the first time where we're basically getting field effects based on a current restriction. Except it being, instead of it being based on a kingdom or some other location, it's based on the color of the keep that you're doing, of which there are 6 of them. If a battle goes 15 turns or more, once the defender's 15th turn, the guild's guardian will appear to cast a spell and help the defending team out. These spells are listed on the keep diagrams above. So, for example, for green, it was entangle all of them. For blue, it was freeze all of them, stuff like that. Although only having a very minor impact on battles at the moment, we have some plans for Guild Guardians that did not make it into 8.4. So watch for some changes here in the future. Ooh, honestly, I like this mechanic. I like it a lot. Wish they would have done a lot more with this earlier on. But, yeah, well, at least we'll get the Guild War for the first time, if nothing else. But I hope they expand upon this a lot more and into the rest of the game. There's things that can happen over time. Just switch it up so every battle isn't as repetitive. Like things that can happen on like X turn or as an X field effect for a given kingdom or anything like that. Anyways, attacking. Once a new Guild War day begins, your guild will be assigned an opponent, reasonably close in ranking to your own guild. Both your scores will reset to 0, and your guild's members will be free to begin attacking and earning score. The guild with the highest score at the end of the day is the winner and gets 1 billion gold marks that they can put towards seed books. Attackers must follow the Guild War event's troop restriction for attackers. This will be the same restriction every day in the event. The first one's going to be Broken Spire, last we recall. I'm not sure if they're going to mention that here, but they mentioned it a couple times already. But unless they change it, Broken Spire should be the first restriction. So for every offensive team for the first Guild War for the first 4 days, you're going to have to use a Broken Spire team every single day. That's one thing that's going to be a little bit weird about this compared to old Guild Wars. Old Guild Wars, you would use a different color every single day. But for this Guild Wars, if it's lasting 4 days, you got to do 4 days of Broken Spire, don't you? I just realized that now. Wait. It's gonna be kind of clunky, isn't it? Right, let me keep reading. Attackers must follow the Guild Wars event troop restriction for attackers. This will be this... Ah! Oh gosh, I need water. We're talking too much. This will be the same restriction for every day in the event. Yeah, I just realized that. That's gonna be kind of clunky, isn't it? That means we have to do 20 battles with a broken spire team only. Every attacker is able to fight 5 battles per day. This is precisely enough to reach the enemy palace. If you win every battle, you are not obliged to keep pushing towards it though, which is a new mechanic. You can actually camp a weaker one if you feel like you can't go forward. This is actually kind of interesting because before you always were forced to move forward. It didn't matter if you won, or actually no, it only mattered if you won, but you know, like if you lost, you stayed at the same category, and if you won, you moved on. But now, even if you win, if you don't want to, you don't have to move forward. You should be, generally speaking, but you don't have to, which is interesting. So if you were like earlier on in the game, you have a little bit more flexibility. Or if you know you're probably going to lose on a given fight because the stats are just getting too high or something, you could opt to do an earlier one. Like if you know like the restriction earlier on is a bit easier, but you will get a lot less points for doing so. That was the only problem. But getting a lot less points is a lot better than getting none for a loss. So it might be strategically usable. We just don't know yet. Generally speaking, you should still be moving forward though. You're not obliged to do so though anymore. You may continue to fight a previously unlocked or previously defeated location multiple times. As you defeat a location, though to maximize points, you always want to be moving forward. 100% you should always be moving forward if you want to maximize guild points. As you defeat a location, one of the 2 new locations will open up. These follow the diagram above. We already went over that extensively earlier. We're going to be going green defend. All battles for a given day must be completed on that day. You cannot carry them over to the following day. They must be completed on the day of, meaning this is a daily for any duration, which is probably the biggest complaint Guild War ever gets, and it is maintaining that this time around. You do have to do Guild Wars every single day that it takes place. So it'll be taking place 2 weekends from now, and that entire time, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or what was it, Thursday, Saturday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever it's taking place during, you have to go and do a battle every single day, 5 of them. So that's pretty much people's biggest complaints normally with Guild War a lot of times, and they are still maintaining it because it has been a core mechanic of it, because it's a forced daily. It's not like those kind of dailies where you can kind of put them off for a little bit, like, you know, like the current Journey event, for example, where you could do it all on the final day or wait to the weekend, which we basically just did, and stuff like that. You can't do that with Guild Wars. You have to do it every day that it takes place. Otherwise, you lose out in the battles and get 0 points. This is a departure from the old Guild Wars, is it? How? Which allowed players to save up the battles and do them. Oh! I forgot. You were able to. Oh. That's true. It's only the daily reward before for Guild Wars that you couldn't stack. Or, you know, that you had to do. I forgot about that. You actually were able to do Guild Wars and stall them. Oh, now they're turning into a true daily. Well, rip. Rip people who hate Guild Wars. Now they're going to hate even more. But yeah, I kind of forgot about that. You technically could have delayed Guild War battles. You shouldn't have been, because it was still technically a daily that helped your guild if you did do it. But before you were allowed to wait, I forgot, because you could kind of wait for Saturday and then do like 6 days in a row or 5 days in a row kind of situation. But yeah, now you have to do it every day. In all fairness, that's how most guilds were already doing Guild War, but now they're just making it standard mechanic. This is a departure from the old Guild Wars. I kind of forgot this was even like that, to be honest. Because generally it was just considered a daily. But I forgot, that only affected daily reward. It didn't actually affect total score by the end. Which allowed players to save up all the battles and do them at the end of the week. There are 2 reasons for this change. The first is a technical reason. Delayed battles contributed to some instability in the old Guild War system. The second involves the player experience. Delaying battles would delay all rewards for all days until the very end of the event, and also mean that results from many days earlier could be snatched back at the very last minute, which was never something we liked to see, and was often difficult to explain. So yeah, they just kind of removed that mechanic then. You have to do it every single day. It's now daily. Anyways, though it pretty much already was before. Scoring. Okay, here we go. This is important. Scoring. Okay. Here it is. The important part. Are some troops ruled out, like Stellarex in PvP? We don't currently know yet. But if not, oh gosh. But let's go see. So, this is probably the most important section, as far as min-maxing anyways. Every victory contributes to your guild score. The amount is determined by a base score from the building you are fighting, which we already saw earlier, modified by a bonus score identical to the bonus VP you earned in PvP. So the base score is 500 points, then 150, 200, 300, and 500. The thing that's really noteworthy about this is it punishes losing a lot more. Not moving forward and ended up losing punishes you way, way, way more than before. The amount of extra score that the final battle gives is way higher ratio compared to the way that it was distributed in the previous system. So it is really important to win all 5 battles to maximize score, more so than it was before. The bonus score. So make a 4, 5, 6, 8 times match will end up giving you that many points. Oh, wow. Okay, wait. They weren't kidding when they said it's going to be kind of like PvP in that regard. You know, that's going to be kind of annoying to do. Jetta said Stellaryx and Wand should be replaced. Oh, okay. Okay, so they're still making sure Stellaryx and Wand can't be used. That's interesting. So they're still nerfing Stellaryx and Wand into the ground. Thanks for clarifying that, Sani. I mean, Jetto. I mean, MK Jets. Well, technically Jetto did clarify it as well. But thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, I didn't see that earlier. That's good intel to know for sure. But that means do not use Stellaryx or Wand. Okay, that's something we should probably remember to tell the guild as well. But long story short, do not set a defend team with Wand and do not set a defend team with Stellaryx. They're still being replaced with basically nothing if you do. So do not put Wand on your team and do not put Stellaryx on your team. It's the equivalent of putting nothing. You can still use it offensively, but you can't use it defensively. Basically. You can use it offensively without any restriction, most likely, but you can't use it defensively, otherwise it gets replaced. So do not set any defend team with Wand, and do not set any defend team with Stellaryx. It's still working like it does in PvP, where they get replaced by basically the equivalence of nothing. Anyways, okay, these are kind of annoying, though. Make a 8 times of a kind. So every battle, to truly min-max your points, which is really hard to do to get all of these, you got to get 8 times of a kind, win in 2 turns, which I believe extra turn spamming does not count as turns towards this objective. So you have to get an 8 of a kind, win within 2 turns. Also, this is for max score. Generally speaking, you don't need to do all these things. But to be able to get absolute max upon max upon max, like the equivalent of like 9,800 before, like that kind of number, you would need 8 of a kind in a battle. You would need to win with 2 turns, with extra turn spamming not counting as a turn. It's only losing 2 turns. So basically, by your second turn, you have to win. Like, your first turn is when you first start, and then you give the enemy a turn, and then it's your second turn. By that second turn, you have to win the battle. So you can only lose 1 turn, basically, the entire fight to get max score. Win with all 4 allies active, which is actually a mechanic that was in the original OG Guild War, by the way, as well as all Guild War variants, but it's actually been in every version of Guild War. But now we have an exact point value kind of just paired up to it, where you get 10 points for it. Received 8 or more extra moves, which in all realisticness, if you're winning within 2 turns, you're easily probably hitting 8 extra turns or more. And killed an enemy in a single shot. Ooh. Does that mean we have to use insta-kill? What about the kingdoms that don't have insta-kill? Does skull spam count as single shot? Alright, this +3 is going to be kind of annoying to get. Because there's a lot of restrictions. If skull spam doesn't count as 1 hit, I'm not sure how that's going to work. Like if 1 turn of skulls doesn't count as 1 attack. Because you know how hard it is to one-shot during some restrictions? Like it's literally impossible to even get those 3 points depending on the restriction. But I guess if no one can get it, then it doesn't matter as much. But that's actually a really annoying one. As depending on the restriction, that is near impossible. Unless your enemies are just absurdly weak. Every other thing here is technically possible, but kind of hard to do. 8 of a kind can be done, but you have to set up a really particular team for it. Winning within 2 turns can be possible, but you got to get rolling like literally the second you start the battle. Like you have to do 1 in power and then like infinite loop into a win. 4 allies alive is very free. 8 or more extra turns, generally speaking, as long as you don't do too much damage, should be really free. And 1 shot is free only on some restrictions, otherwise it's kind of annoying to do. But all these points together is almost nothing. It's trivial compared to winning. Like all these extra points are nice and will make the difference between scores and guilds. Like if you want to be like the #1 in the game. But for the most part, as a casual guild, you can ignore every single one of these. Like, yes, you want to try to match some more. You want to try to win in fewer turns. Obviously, you want to keep all 4 of your troops alive. You know, you kind of want to do these if you can. However, the main thing is don't lose. If you compare like these points to these points, like this is how many points you're getting per fight. Like 150 for a win, 200 for a win, 300 for a win, 500 for a win. These are pretty much trivial compared to winning. Like, they will make the difference between who gets first place, second, third, you know, all those kind of things. But the main thing is don't lose. Don't lose is still the most important aspect of Guild War. Just do not lose. Anyways, building sets and score bonuses. Before we read this, Broken Spire is the first week. Yes, Broken Spire is going to be the first week for the event. So you're going to have to use a Broken Spire team for every single day. That doesn't mean you can use the same Broken Spire team every day, though. Only thing that's going to be weird about that is diversity is going to be kind of low. Because all 4 days of the event, you have to use the same team over and over again. Which basically means you have to do 20 battles with the same team. Anyways. Building sets and score bonuses. Also, I just posted a code in chat. Not sure if I just said that or not, but there you go. The final part of the scoring involves defeating sets of buildings in the enemy keep. This is an optimization aimed especially at larger, more coordinated guilds. A set of buildings is earned each time your guild conquers one of every single building in the target keep. Oh, that's a problem. Oh, that changes something. Oh, that changes these. Okay, maybe we don't do green. Honestly, green still seems pretty good though. But oh, they have to fight all of them. They can't just take the easiest path. If you just go down the easiest path and do something like War Gear, Elves, Naga here, or a better example, let's do one of these. Like, if you were to take the easiest path of, like, I don't know, what's a good example? Like, over here, if you were to go do, like, Dwarf, I guess Mystic Daemon? Oh, no, that's a bad example. Where's a good example of, like, an absurdly free path? Oh, no. How about here? Like, Urskia, Dwarves, Giant. That's not that bad. But if you were to do, like, one of the easier paths, you can't just all do that. You actually have to evenly distribute. Okay, okay, that kind of changes which one of these you do, then. Oh, okay. Interesting. Alright, that takes more thought then. Because you're actually forced to have to fight them all. Because it looks like there's like a set bonus if you go do like 3 different sets or something. Let me go see. Let's go read this. Oh, okay, that kind of changes things a little. Because you're actually forced to have to fight all of them. Like literally all of them. The final part of scoring involves defeating sets of buildings in the enemy keep. This is an optimization aimed especially at larger guilds, more coordinated guilds. A set of buildings is earned each time your guild conquers one of every single building in the target keep. You can see the count of conquests for each building on the small gray shield. Okay, so you don't need to even coordinate with your guild. It already coordinates it for you with in-game resources. That's good. So basically, as you're going through, you not only want to go and make sure your defends are evenly distributed when you do the defends initially, but you also want to make sure whatever path you do combat-wise is taking ones that your guild hasn't already done. Like if there's already a location where your guild has won 4 times or something, you probably want to go down the path where your guild has only won like twice. So, okay, that's going to force you to have to do some other paths, which means you might have to fight 4 times Goblin teams and 4 times Elemental teams and other annoying things. Even 4 times Dragon. Though keep in mind, Stellaryx is banned though. Wand and Stellaryx do look like they're banned. So you won't have to deal with Stellaryx on a 4 times Dragon team, but there's still like a billion strong dragons. Plus keep in mind, we're getting the Flower Dragons too, so that's even more dragons for the dragons that already exist, on top of all the billion that are already out there. Because even though Stellaryx is banned, I don't think the new Flower Dragon 6-color troop is going to be banned, nor is Diamantina banned. Nor is any other very strong dragon that isn't Stellaryx. A set of buildings is earned, we already did that. Collecting a set of them is 1,000 points. Yeah, definitely evenly distribute. Your current set bonus is displayed on the left side of the screen. Okay, so yeah, this is the mechanic to basically force you to not do the easiest path. I was wondering that. Because I was thinking when they showed the system earlier, isn't everyone just going to go do the easiest path? But no, you have to do all of them. If you get an early, you could be the person in your guild that does do the easiest path. However, yeah, you're going to have to do all of them. Like if you see, like let's say we're doing green, for example. And we do, oh no, let's just say we do War Gear. And we see like Naga and Elves have like 4 kills each. And we see that these two have like 2 kills each. We're going to have to go left. Because we got to go try to get more sets for the guild so that we have an even distribution. Which also means someone's going to have to go take the Goblin team. Which is going to be so annoying. But how many of them have Goblin? Honestly, I feel like Goblin's the most annoying one. Any set that has Goblin in it. Which one is the strongest set with Goblin? So green has Goblin. What else has Goblin? What other category? Green and brown both have Goblin. Honestly, I think green is stronger. Yeah, I still think it's green, honestly. Green has some really annoying ones. You have Divine, which a billion teams you can make with that. A lot of mythics. Elemental. You have Elementalists and some of the strongest mythics in the game. War Gear. You could end up setting 2 times restriction for doing damage. Every single War Gear has extra damage against a specific color. And given that you know what restriction is, you can set up your defend for it. For example, the first one is Broken Spire, which has a lot of brown and red troops. So you can end up setting War Gears here that are really good damage against brown and red. So War Gears annoying. Wild Folk has really annoying Skull Spam teams. Elves, kind of mid-range. Arachne Weaver kind of build's going to be pretty good, though. Goblins, obviously the most annoying thing in existence. Taurus, not the greatest, but they have 50% mana start and a couple good things. Green, Nagas, obviously have Takshaka. And green defend, not the strongest of them as far as pure colors, but, you know, green's pretty good. You get Leprechaun on your team, so you get to do Leprechaun and then get your team rolling. So as long as your Leprechaun gets your team rolling really quickly. Yeah, it looks like we're still going to be doing green. Green looks like the strongest location you can set. It has access to a lot of things. It's one of only 2 locations that has Goblin. It's unfortunate that it doesn't have Dragon, but you can't use Stellaric, so Dragon isn't as strong as it seems. It is very strong, but you're missing, like, the 2 biggest things that make Dragons really good. Or mostly the biggest thing, Stellarics, of course, because you can't use Stellarics. Wand makes it a little bit weaker, but you can live without Wand, but you can't really live without Stellarics. Like, Dragon teams are still strong without it, but defend teams without Stellarics on it, if you've ever played PvP before, like having to deal with Diamantine and everything, it's a big difference fighting 4 times Dragon with and without Stellarics, that's for sure. Like, if you're allowed to use Stellarics, and they aren't. But, yeah, it does look like green's the strongest. I would need to look at that more later, but anyways, our guild, green. Anyone in Dragon's Peak, we're gonna go green. It did say earlier that I think we get defaulted to blue initially, so I'm not sure if we could change that. But if we do have the ability to change it for the first Guild War, we should change to green, as it does look like it's the best option from what I could tell. Yeah, they mentioned earlier it'll default to green, I mean to blue, but you get to choose it, the guild leaders. I'm just not sure if you get to in time for the first Guild War. I assume you do. Do the keeps rotate like PvP restrictions? No. You're just allowed to choose whichever one you want. It defaults to blue if you don't choose one for the first Guild War, but I believe you're allowed to just choose them immediately. So we could just choose green. But no, you could choose whatever one you like the most, or whichever one is the strongest. And from what I can tell, that is green. But it could be wrong on that, but from a quick analysis of it, green does look like the strongest defend team. Anyways, personal rewards. Okay, here's some interesting ones. Because this means it is not dictated by your guild's performance. Interesting. Alright, let's go read through this. As well as daily Guild War rewards for winning the day, all players also have a personal reward track for winning battles. This gives a reward for every 2 victories a player achieves. So, the event starts. You get 0 silver marks. Then you get 0 silver icons. I was kidding. But yeah, you get 50 silver marks, which is nothing. At 2 wins, you get 1 silver icon, which is almost nothing. 4 wins, you get 1 lesser orb of glory, which... I don't know, later in the game, that's almost nothing, but if you put it into perspective, isn't this like 15 gem keys? That's not that bad, actually. 6 wins, you get the first really good reward of 30 gold marks. That's almost a third of a deed book. At 8 wins, you get 10 burning marks, so another alternative to getting some burning marks for free. 10 wins, you get 1 silver icon. Once again, not that good. 12 wins, you get basically nothing. 5 swift tokens for PvP. I assume you can't use tokens in Guild Wars. That'd be very broken. They haven't mentioned it anywhere here, but I'm like 95% certain you cannot use tokens in Guild War. That'd be way too unbalanced if you could. 1 orb of glory. So this is the bigger one. That's actually pretty nice. That's like 75 gem keys for 14 wins. 2 shiny keys for 16 wins. And if you get 18 wins, which means you have a 95% win rate? If you have a 95% win rate, you get 5 shiny tokens for the featured shiny legendary troop. That is really, 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 really good. The problem is you're only allowed to lose 2 out of 20 fights, which is somewhat difficult. But if you only lose 2 out of 20, you get 5 shiny tokens of the legendary for free without paying a single cent. However, if you do want to spend $5 on the game, oh gosh. This was the one I was concerned with. So there's a paywall of $5 to get some rewards based on how many wins you do. I assume you have to do it up front, which means you don't know how many wins you got, and you have to pay up front for this, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure you can't do the wins and then decide if you want to do it or not. Maybe they'll just mention that down here. But I think you have to do this before you even know if you won or not. So you don't even know if you won like 5 times, 10 times, 20. I'm pretty sure you have to do this before you win, not after you win. But maybe they'll clarify that below. Yeah, it's $5. This was the biggest thing I was concerned with this patch, but let's see what it does. So if you pay 5 extra bucks every single Guild Wars, you get the following. As soon as the event starts, you get 10 shiny tokens for the featured shiny legendary troop. So that's already insanely good. For 2 wins, you get an extra gold icon. Also, all these rewards are on top of it, right? Second reward test. Yeah, these are all extra. So not only are you getting all of this, but for your $5, you get 10 shiny tokens for free if you do literally nothing. This is the event starting. Literally gives you 10 for the legendary troop. 1 gold icon, which is a decent amount of PvP points. I think like 2 or 3 silver is worth like 1 gold. And you only get like 2 on the free side. So even just that alone is like all of the tokens on the free side already. 20 burning marks, which is twice as many as the other side. 3 shiny keys, which is not great, but it's more than nothing. Another 10 shiny tokens of the legendary troop. Wow, this is actually really broken. For $5? They really wanted people to spend $5. They really wanted people to spend $5. That's already 20 shiny tokens for $5 and everything else up to that point. Wow. 1 gold icon again, just a little bit extra PvP points, a little bit of burning mark. 1 greater orb of glory. 25 burning marks. And at the end, if you somehow get 18 wins. Oh, that's going to be so annoying if you don't get that and you spent $5 though. You get another 10 for 30 total. Technically 35 total. Because you get 5 over there. Wait, it's not enough to max. How many do you need to max one again? I forgot how much it is. Don't you need like 10, then 20, then 30? So you need like 60, and it gives you 35. But that'd be enough to get it to shiny level 2. Because you would get 35 of them for free. Well, not for free, but 30 of them are paid, 5 of them are free. But if you won 18 times, you would get enough to get it to, if you did the paid side, but you won 18 out of your 20 fights, you would get enough to get it to shiny level 2, a legendary troop. In addition, the Guild Wars medallion will give 2 further bonuses during the event only. You will get triple gold, souls, and VP from all Guild War battles in this event. Or are they talking about this medallion? Oh, wow. So even more pay value. So on top of all that, you will also get triple everything. And you may purchase any missed rewards at a cost of 20 gems per milestone. What? Oh, wow. They really want people to buy this. So even if you don't win, you can still get all the rewards. They really want people to spend $5. So even if you lose every battle, you can still get all of it. You'd have to pay 400 gems on top of the $5. But even if you won 0 times, you would still get every reward from the both sides. Honestly, that's really good for $5 compared to other offers in the game. Especially if you're already winning a ton. But that's actually a really, really good because now you don't need to worry about losing a few times. If you only win 16 times, you just have to spend 80 gems in order to get 30 or 15 shiny tokens. Like, that is so worth it. Oh, wow, that's actually really good. That's actually really, really good. Too bad free side can't do that. But yeah, I think that's only the paid side you could do that. You may purchase any missed rewards at a cost of 20 gems per milestone, which is almost free relative to what you're getting in return. So suppose you only had 14 wins. Oh, he did the exact same example I did. I did 16 wins. But yeah, if you had 14 wins and you were 2 milestones from finishing, you would be able to buy the last 2 for only 40 gems. Yeah, that's actually a really good deal. They really want people to spend $5 on this every Guild War. It's one of the better offers they've done for $5, I think, ever. For how much value you get. It does require you to partake in Guild War, but it's something you're probably already doing anyways as a daily. This is currently, at least if you're an endgame guild, this is currently set up for a 4-day Guild War. There will be changes for the reward tracks if Guild Wars runs different durations. Also note, personal rewards are not affected by morale bonus. Oh yeah, that makes sense. I wasn't expecting them to be. Alright, leaderboards. New Guild Wars features a single leaderboard for all guilds, and every guild has a rating on the leaderboards by which they are ranked. This replaces the bracket system from the old Guild War system, which had 3 issues. It was extremely slow to move up and down. It had issues with guild cooperation within a bracket. Oh yeah, that was true too. That was a really big issue at the high end. It was one of the reasons why our guild kind of even stopped, just in general. Because there would be like a bunch of in-groups with a bunch of guilds, and they would like deliberately set weak teams. It's the reason why near the end of Guild Wars, they started making the teams anonymous. So you couldn't just like set up a defend team to be weak for like guild alliances and strong against everyone else. But yeah, this was a huge issue in the first set. But now this will no longer be the case. Because it's completely random based on your rank that you get patched with, or, you know, who you get matched with overall. And your defend teams would already be set before you even know who it is. So this issue should be completely fixed in the new system. As not only do you set up your defend teams beforehand, so you don't know who you're up against, but you could also be up against, like, literally anyone in the entire game guild-wise who just has a similar rating to your guild. So it's not like you would know like what bracket you're in and about how many are in your alliance and everything. So yeah, this is a huge fix to the old system where people would deliberately set weaker defend teams if they were up against like an alliance member kind of guild. Anyways, it had technical issues related to our particular database configuration. As such, we are moving to this new unified leaderboard. But yeah, great change. Leaderboard rating. Each guild has a rating on the leaderboard. This is based on the ELO rating system, and I have a feeling the thing below is a calculation on the ELO system. Oh gosh. I will read over. I'm pretty sure this doesn't matter to anyone unless you want to be the top of the top guild. This time around, I'm pretty sure my guild is not going to try doing that. Otherwise, we'd have to kick like a third of the guild probably. We're not going to try hard Guild Wars. We're going to partake in Guild Wars every time, but we're not going to try hard it like we did when first Guild War came around. Because when first Guild War came around, we won the first ever Guild War. And we were top 10, I think, for the first 15-ish Guild War, somewhere around there. Until we eventually started doing it a lot more casually. But, yeah, we're going to be a lot more casual at the start of this one. We're still going to be doing it, but we're definitely going to be way more casual than we were at the start of previous Guild War. But anyways, leaderboard rating. Each guild has a rating on the leaderboard. This is based on an ELO rating system, much like you can find in chess. All guilds are ranked based on their current rating, from highest to lowest. The top 100 guilds in the list gain extra morale bonus during a Guild Wars event. The leaderboard will, which generally speaking, if you're an active guild, you're probably in the top 100 guilds. There's not that many guilds left. A lot of guilds have been consolidating and stuff. So honestly, if you're in like an active 30-member guild that has like level 1000 players in it, you are probably in a top 100 guild right now. If you're in basically a guild of 30 people pretty much. In this list, gain, the top 100 guilds in the list gain extra morale bonus during a Guild Wars event. The leaderboard will be available to view via the leaderboard button inside the main guild's Guild Wars menu. Each day, after a Guild War has ended, each guild will gain or lose some rating based on whether they win, lose, or draw for the day. Note that with an ELO system, it doesn't matter whether you win by a lot or win by a little. All that matters is whether you win, lose, or draw. Yeah, winning is so much more important now. Like, every single thing with the new system is basically do not lose. If you win, not only do you get more rewards, but you also end up getting more ELO to move your guild up. But you also end up getting, like basically everything. You get more score every single time you do it. You get personal rewards every single time you do it. But you get more score for your guild because the final battle is super important. So winning 5 times to get that is really important. You get more free rewards as well as paid rewards if you're paying for them from winning every single time. Though if you're paying, it doesn't matter as much necessarily because you can bypass it with gems. But you can't bypass it with gems if you're going free. If you're going free and you only get 14 wins, you cannot get those other 2 rewards. But you can bypass it with gems if you do pay, it looks like. Though you still have to pay some amount of gems. But yeah, you get a lot of value for winning. It is very centered around winning now. Like, honestly, the only thing you have to do, you can ignore basically all the scoring system that we said earlier. Like, ignore all this. The only thing you care about is win. Do not lose. That's like the only thing that pretty much matters. Is win, 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 win. For all 5 fights. Because that is what matters more than pretty much anything else in this new system. Not that there isn't other things that contribute to it, but winning is by far the most important aspect. Anyways, these daily changes to rating. You're here eating pizza? Nice. Honestly, I haven't had pizza in a while. Actually, I should probably go grab dinner after this. I still have not grabbed dinner yet today. Also, I know this is supposed to be a Vault event weekend stream. This has basically become a go over patch notes stream. Oh, this isn't patch notes. But honestly, this basically is the Guild War patch notes in all fairness. These daily changes... Honestly, I should go change the title to also reading the patch notes. These daily changes to rating will not be applied. Because we haven't done a single Palooza, and we're like an hour in right now. These daily changes to rating will not be applied until the end of the Guild War event, when they will be applied simultaneously. Okay. And gaining and losing rating ELO calculation. Okay, we pretty much don't need to worry about this, but I will go look at it real quick. This is generally doesn't matter unless you're trying to be like top 10 on leaderboard. For the technically minded out there, we have included the ELO formula. I like when they include the formulas. They've done this for quite a few things in the past. And I wish they'd be more transparent with this with drop tables as well. But, because there's still a lot of drop tables where we don't know all the percents and everything for. But, yeah, I'm glad that they're sharing this. But generally speaking, you do not care about this at all. I do want to read it just out of seeing it. But unless you're like trying for top 10, every single word here is completely irrelevant. For the technically minded out there, we are including the ELO formula here. So you can see what's happening with your guild's rating behind the scenes. Elo formula or formulae have two arbitrary numbers that can be assigned to adjust their behavior. Over time, we may modify these numbers to better reflect the environment we are operating with. We have the K factor, which is the degree of movement of scoring, and the skill difference. Skill difference. What do we think is a significant difference in ration? I almost said cheese. Chess. Chess often uses a number between 16 to 32 for the K factor and 400 for skill difference. We are starting with a similar values using 24 and 400 respectively. The formula is whatever on earth this messes. Anyways, so we have the values by which Guild A's rating and Guild B's rating should be adjusted. Anyways, there's the formula. Good luck. Rating decay. If a guild chooses to opt out of Guild Wars, which you should never do, because it's just a bunch of free loot for just partaking in a daily here and there. If a guild chooses to opt out of Guild Wars, their rating will decay by 2 points for each day in the event. We will review this number and may increase it in future if the leaderboards are not as dynamic as we would like. Initial leaderboard placement. Initial placement will be focused on guild trophy count. Ooh, nice. Okay. So if you have... okay, interesting. So if your trophies are 0 to 100,000, your rating will be trophies divided by 100. And then, okay, let's get to the ones that are important, where we are. So if you're in any of the mega guilds, honestly, even if you're not in a mega guild, what is our trophy count right now? Wait, let me go take tribute. What is my trophy count right now for the guild? Because don't we have like 25 million or something? And that starts at like 5 million. Yeah, we're at like 16 million right now. Wow, that covers a lot of guilds. That's over 100 guilds. That might be over 200 guilds. Though, of course, some of them don't have any members anymore. So they might not be doing as much for Guild Wars. But, yeah, there's a lot of guilds that have over 5 million. Like, we're talking like a low triple-digit number. Just on PC alone. But, of course, trophies... But, of course, it's divided by platform. But anyways, trophies, 5 million plus, which is what affects most of the mega guilds out there. Like, if you're in any of the bigger guilds, this is probably the main one that affects you. So, rating equals 2,500 plus trophies minus 5 million divided by 100,000. Long story short, more trophies good. So, you're basically just being placed based on where your trophy count is. Which means we're going to be around, what, 30th? What did we show? We're going to be about 30th then for the first ranking then. One of the few times where trophies actually matters a lot. But yeah, we're going to be starting around 30th. That's kind of interesting. Is, yeah, these two are so far ahead. Wait, what's going to happen with these people? Because you know how much of a lead they have? Sons of Anarchy are just #1 automatically for Guild War. Like, they just start off by default #1 and by a huge lead. Because they have an absurd amount of trophies. Even compared to, like look at them compared to 3rd place. But even compared to 2nd. 14 million is a lot. Put that in perspective, our entire guild, its entire lifespan, has had 17.8 million. That is almost the gap between 1st and 2nd place. Is just that. They are so far ahead. I wonder how that's going to affect the rating. Because these two guilds are like absurd outliers, particularly Sons of Anarchy, compared to like any other guild in the entire game. Or even compared to like the 4th guild in the game, they're more than double. So I wonder how that's going to affect it. Because their rating for the new Elo system is so absurdly high compared to any other guild. Like, so much so. That's interesting. So, if you want to be a rank 1 guild, yeah, only Sons of Anarchy is allowed to be. At least initially. That will probably change over time if they perform bad in Guild War. But basically, Son of Anarchy is confirmed to automatically be a rank 1 guild. That's interesting. Anyways. But yeah, we're going to be around 30th. At least starting off. Designer's notes. As you would imagine, this may be a very tricky problem. How we initially assign a rating to every guild. Elo systems tend to work better with a seeding period, where members would play 10 to 20 matches to determine the rating. Unfortunately, this is not possible with Guild Wars, so we needed to find another method to assign a rating to all guilds. Ideally then, you would assign a rating based on the abilities of the players in the guild. But that was a problem too. Once we released the calculation, players would move around in guilds to try to manipulate their way to the top of the table. So, we need to base initial placement on something that was inherent to a guild. The old Guild Wars scores would have been a possibility, but were extremely out of date and difficult to use based on data changes in the last year. And so we were left with trophy counts, which honestly I think that's a good compromise personally. Though it does make Sons of Anarchy basically guaranteed to be rank 1 guild by 1.5 miles, but that's fine. But if you're someone trying to compete for rank 1, you basically have to be in Sons of Anarchy, otherwise you got a really big upwards climb to go. If you're in any guild that isn't Sons of Anarchy or whatever their name was again. Anyways, and so we were left with trophy count as the only real possible contender. An imperfect solution, but we believe the best one available. We believe that, honestly, I think this is perfectly fine. If we're used to trophies for once, because honestly, they're pretty trivial. This is like one of the few times in the entire history of the game where trophies have mattered at all. And imperfect, and it's only for an extra little bit. It's not even doing that much. Like, the only thing that's really doing is giving you this number over here. It's giving you, like, extra gold marks and stuff whenever you win. It's this number right here is what it's doing. Where is it? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? It was over here somewhere. Where'd it go? There's somewhere around this area. Yeah, right here. It's based on your position. But where's the position here? Here it is. Okay. So, rank 1 is getting 200%. Or, sorry, 250%. For rank 1. So they're getting extra 50% compared to 2 and 3. And where we currently are, we would be getting this 50% bonus then. Because we would fall in this category. So we'd be getting 50%, which is what we mentioned earlier, would probably be where we would be. But yeah, the number 1 guild comparatively is getting 250%. And this applies to, I believe, only this. How many gold marks and silver and everything you get. So if you're in a really, really big guild, you do get slightly more gold marks. These other two numbers are pretty irrelevant though. But the one that matters is gold marks there. But no, you still get a lot of other bonuses through other things. But yeah, the few highest guilds, it's like going to be their biggest benefit then. Like anyone in this category right here, top 10. The biggest benefit that you're getting is more gold marks every time you win. Though it might be harder to win once you get to that point as well though, which is another thing to keep in mind though. But anyways. Alright, what else is here? We have also published the updated Guild Wars game guide article on a simplified breakdown on Guild Wars. We don't need to go over that. We went over it quite extensively right now. Please note some details such as rewards listed may still be subject to change. Keep an eye out later in the week for further information about future Guild Wars. Alright, there we go. Though it is later in the week and they still have not posted more information yet. But yeah, that's everything on Guild Wars. Anyways, should we do a Palooza now? We're an hour and a half into a Vault Grind stream and we've done none. I still gotta do PvP daily too. Gosh. Alright, we did all this. What did we do? Up to 50? Oh no, I only did 40. Oh no, I did 50. Okay, we're good to go. Alright, let me go do some PvP. And then we'll go do a Palooza. And at this point, maybe just one Palooza because gosh. This stream has become read the Guild Wars patch notes stream. Anyways, let's go into another code. But anyways, guys, what are your thoughts on Guild Wars? We'd love to hear it. But overall, honestly, I'm liking the direction they're taking. I haven't read anything that I don't like. And the biggest thing that I was concerned with, the money thing, honestly, I think they balanced it pretty well. If anything, it might be too good. Like, it's probably some of the best $5 you can end up spending on the game. No, don't opt out. No, don't opt out. No opting out. Don't click the opt-out button. Guild War coordination is very important. Oh no, to some degree, it looks like the system handles it itself. Because the only thing I really saw for coordination is you're going to need to make sure that everyone spreads out where they do the fights so that you get more sets for more free 1,000 points. But the game already tracks that number based on what was said there. So you shouldn't need that much coordination. Like, if anything, I feel like Tower of Doom needs more coordination than that. Like, there is some coordination, but the game already handles all the coordination that you need to do for the event. Like, all of it's already handled on the game side. You just have to look at that info and then do stuff based on that info. But at no point do you really need to, like, super, coordinate with your guild. Unless I missed the core mechanic somewhere. But the closest you have to do is make sure you evenly distribute everywhere, but the game already tracks that number. So you can easily look just by looking at the paths which one needs more fights or which one doesn't. And you don't even need different teams for every single day, because one thing you need to do in the first Guild War, which I was handing out teams for the first ever Guild War, like the entire day, every single day we were handing out teams constantly for people, because what you had to use offensively changed every day. Like one day would be blue, then the next day would be green, and you know, so on and so forth. But nowadays, it's the same. Like your team for day 1 is Broken Spire. your team for day 2 is Broken Spire. Your team for day 3 is Broken Spire. And you guessed it, your team for day 4 is Broken Spire. Like, it's the same every single time. Setting defense in different locations? Yeah, but can't you see that, though, visually? I'm pretty sure you can. Like, you can visually see where people have set up their defense for guild. But yeah, honestly, I'm looking forward to Guild Wars. It does seem pretty fun. But yeah, let's go do a poll for it. Let's see. Yay or nay for new Guild Wars? Thoughts on new Guild Wars? Thoughts on new Guild Wars? Better than before. About the same. Still hate it. There we go. Thoughts on new Guild Wars? Better than before, about the same, still hate it. Those are options. There we go. Let's see what the poll comes out to. Even if you still hate it, though, you should still sign up and partake. As it is really, really, really good value. Even if you're not paying for it, and even if you're just doing the free battles, you get a lot of free battle from it still. Or a lot of free value from it still. And even if your guild's not winning, you get a lot of personal rewards. So even if your guild's not winning at all, you're still getting a lot of value for it. Alright, let's just go do a little bit of PvP. I just want to go get my rating real quick so we can go do the booster. And I guess we're going to go for another hour so I can go use up the booster. So we'll do Paloozas for about an hour then. Ugh. Oi. Oh, was it a poll for another Vault event weekend this stream? Or this weekend? I'm not sure if I will be doing another one. If I do, it's probably going to be on Sunday. I probably won't do one tomorrow. But if we do one, I might do one on Sunday. The only problem with that is that means we'd be streaming 3 days in a row, but I guess that's fine. But I'm not sure if we're going to be doing another one this weekend. I will still be grinding Vault event weekend regardless, of course, if we stream or don't stream. But we might try throwing another one in. But we're going to be streaming Monday and Tuesday already, so... Because Monday we'll do our normal Monday stream. Tuesday is probably the patch, so we'll definitely be streaming. The main thing we're doing on Tuesday is the Flower Dragons. Assuming we're actually getting the patch on Tuesday, we're doing the Flower Dragon stream. So if we do another stream between then this weekend, there'll be a Vault grind stream. Monday stream will just be standard Monday stuff. And Tuesday would be the patch, mostly going over Flower Dragons. And then the following week, start doing Guild Wars then. Oh yeah, by the way, I haven't mentioned it yet. We will be playing a new game on the channel starting either on Thursday or Friday of next week. And I want to try to finish it before New Guild War if I can. And it's Xenoblade Chronicles X. We, a couple years ago, ended up streaming Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I did play Xenoblade Chronicles 2 as well, but we played it mostly off-stream. But, yeah, you don't need to know anything prior, storyline-wise, for that game. As it's kind of set up separately. But, yeah, we'll be doing that. It's a pretty big JRPG. Probably the biggest one that Nintendo has ever done as far as it being actually good. But yeah, it's a JRPG. Very in-depth single-player game. Though it does have a lot of multiplayer components this time around. Because they wanted to sell online memberships. And there's actually someone from Brighter Shores that I might be playing with as well. Rank 2 person in Brighter Shores we might actually be grouping up with for some of it. And if any of you guys are also getting the game, would love to group up too. I think you can group up with like 32 people or 4 or however it works. There's some kind of mechanic where you can group up with like 32 other people. For most of the game, we won't be doing that. But if any guys are already going to be getting it, let me know and we can do that. But otherwise, the only person I might be grouping up with is rank 2 in the Brighter Shores. If they're going to still be around for it. Not sure if they will be. But during one of the streams, we probably will. As well as anyone else we can get in. It has some kind of co-op system in it. I think it's mostly for the rewards, though. But the most of the storyline is single player. Like the main bulk of the game. Like 90% of it's a single player RPG. What's the game called? Xenoblade Chronicles X. It is a Switch exclusive, so that's the problem with it. It's not like Monster Hunter Wilds where it has like a PC port. There's one big issue with Nintendo. They always love their exclusivity. But yeah, it is a Switch exclusive, so unfortunately it does not have PC, mobile, or anything version. Nice, verse 3, that's the one we need. Maybe if any of you guys want to watch it for the storyline or anything, because honestly, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is one of my favorite storylines of any game of all time. It's definitely like my top 5 ever. It was really, 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 really good. And I've heard all of them in the entire series have been. I've only ever played 2 and 3, but I've heard 1 and X are also really good, and we'll be doing X on Thursday or Friday. It depends if we could get an update on Thursday for Brighter Shores or not. If we do, it's probably going to be on Friday then. But regardless, we'll be starting that up next week. And I hope to finish it within about a week, because I want to try to finish it before Guild Wars comes out, ideally. But yeah, it's a really story-heavy game. Like, the main reason we're playing the game is for the story. Not for the combat or for the co-op or anything else. It's one of those games you play, like, once through for the storyline, and that's basically it. It does have some endgame bossing and stuff like that, but probably not to the same degree that, like, Monster Hunter Wilds or something similar would have. Like, it is there, but it's generally not something most people would grind, unless you're, like, really into the series. Normally, people just play for the storyline. Which is basically our plan. If I do any playing of it off stream, it'll probably just be, you know, post-game. But I will be streaming the entirety of the main storyline. Potentially even some of the side missions, too. Because that was one thing we didn't do that much in Xenoblade Chronicles 3 when we did it. We basically didn't touch, like, side missions at all. And I do want to do a little bit more than none of them this time around. Because there was actually some really good side missions that we never streamed for that game. It's just hard. The biggest issues with, like, side missions in any RPG is it's hard to know which ones are the good ones. Like, after a game's been out for a while, you can kind of know. But it's hard when you're doing, like, a first playthrough of a game to know, like, which quests are worth and not worth doing. Is that guy Leroy Jenkins? No. There's someone who's been playing way too much Brighter Shores like we have. I think right now we have about 1,600 hours in Brighter Shores. They have over 2,000 hours right now, I'm pretty sure. Maybe even over 2,500. Which is kind of crazy because I think the whole top 20 for that game right now has pretty much 1,500 hours or higher. It's one of those games that requires so much time. But that's basically every MMO in general. But when we do Xenoblade Chronicles X, I believe the game takes around under 100 hours. It's anywhere from like 50 to 100. It depends how much side content we do, or how much we beeline to storyline. Also, we will be doing it on normal difficulty this time. One thing I was kind of disappointed with was Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and just games in general, is when they don't reward higher difficulty properly. And I feel like I've been on a big streak of games where we've been doing that lately. The two most noteworthy ones that really annoyed me with that were Xenoblade Chronicles 3 and Age of Calamity, for that one Zelda game thingy. They both did not scale that well with difficulty at all. Where the extra difficulty was there, but you're basically punished for doing the higher difficulty. Where you didn't get any extra reward or anything, it just simply made everything grindier. Which I'm not a fan of. I like when it actually gives some kind of reward for doing a higher difficulty. Alright, let me go grab all this. Alright, let me get our last Valhawk, and then we'll go run like 3 Paloozas real quick. But yeah, this is a Volt grinding stream, by the way. It might be hard to tell, given that we've been reading the patch notes for like an hour. But I assure you, this is a Volt grinding stream still. We're gonna do like 3 Paloozas. And one of them we even got for free. We just got in that previous battle there, very nice. One more for the stack. Alright, let's get to it. Let's go start up a Palooza. Double check our buffs, we're good to go. PvP season, we're good to go. Grab all this junk. We're good to go. Alright, let me go use my 2 XP boosters too. Alright, let's make sure we're using the right team though. I don't think I currently have it set up, because I wasn't doing any verse farming earlier. So I'm pretty sure I have the wrong team. Yeah, I do. Let me go set it up correctly. Oh wait, before I change my team, have I done the daily dungeon yet? Oh, I have not. Oh, do we get to play Guess the Door? Though we do already have a poll going. Never mind, we got it. Nope, oh gosh, we got web. Oh no. Oh no, we got web trap. Oh no, oh no. Where's my wand version? There we go, I need wand. We got a Valhawk, is that a code? Oh yeah, we can hand out another code, here you guys go. Oh yeah, what day next week are we going to hand out the super code? I think we're going to do it on Tuesday next week. I'm going to do it on patch day. Patch day is going to be the day that we do the super code. As I do have one of the old pets. Unfortunately, it's an old pet I feel like we've handed out a lot. I believe it's the Dragon Kitty from one of the anniversary events that they did. Or whatever it was from. Which they've which they've returned quite a few times by this point. However, it's not in the standard drop table, so there might still be some people out there that don't have it. Web equals Tesla team? Oh yeah, you can do that too. I know, Wand is just so strong whenever I see a web. The only one that's really annoying is Silence. I feel like Silence is the only one I go out of my way for, build-wise. Like whenever on yellow day you get silenced. It's really annoying. But otherwise, just go on. It does what it needs to do. By the time you have full mana on everything, you're already unwebbed. Or undeath-marked or anything. Hello, Mini! Welcome, welcome! Hope everything's been going well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on, Stellar, get full mana. What are you doing? You don't have full mana? Oh no, what are you gonna do? Wait, we got that. Nice, nice. Saved. Saved. Worst comes to worst, we still could have won that with one Takshaka. Alright, let the Paloozas begin. It only took an hour and a half, but we're finally here. The Palooza stream, we're 2 hours in, we still do our first Palooza. Alright, there we go. Nice. Alright, anyways. Let's start doing them. Oh yeah, I need to go set up the team real quick. Well, so I'm gonna do one XP booster too. Let me just set up the team so we have the right one. I need the other quick kill team. This one. Good to go. Silence plus Orpheus plus Throughout team. Wow, we were doing so good on verse 3. Every verse 3 that we need this stream, we basically got for free. That is so good. Like, obviously we got all of them for free, but you know what I mean. Like, every verse that we're running this entire stream, we've already gotten as a drop. That's so nice. Let's see. Will I stream every day for Guild Wars? Yes. For the very first Guild War, we will stream every day. It's one of the reasons I want to try to finish Xenoblade Chronicles X that we're going to be starting next Thursday or Friday. Because the Guild War... Because this is where we're starting Xenoblade Chronicles X. Is... why won't it let me click on these? Oh no, it just crashed. Oh no! It won't let me in. But anyways, yeah. We're starting that game on Thursday or Friday of next week. And I want to try to finish it before Guild Wars starts on Thursday of next week or Friday, whatever it was. But whatever day Guild Wars is starting at, I want to try to finish it by then. Because I do want to do a Guild War stream every day for, you know, the first Guild War. As well as all Guild Wars going forward, probably. Like we always have in the past. Anyways, let's see. What are we doing? Oh, yeah. We're on like a billion timers right now. I should probably go utilize some of them. Let's go get our XP booster down. Should probably go use some of these. Wait, do we have our other daily one done? Okay, good. We got 3. Oh, that works out perfectly. We'll do 3 Paloozas into 3 of those. Well, so I'm not going to bother setting up a timer. We're just going to go as quickly as possible. If we get a little bit less loot, we get a little bit less loot. I'm not going to worry about a timer this time around. Alright, let it begin. Oh, I still clicked the hotkey for the timer, though. That's funny. Which you guys can't see because there's no timer on screen. But I still clicked the old button from the old computer. For when we used to have a timer. But yes, we will be doing daily Guild War streams for the duration of every Guild War going forward. It was tradition in the past, and we shall keep it going. So if you've been wanting daily streams again, we are bringing them back for Guild Wars. Our guild's going to be a lot less try-hardy this time, though, compared to the first Guild War ever. Oh yeah, I'm going to need to make a new counting system, too. Because I can't use the old thumbnail system that we had before. I might still keep numbering them based on what the last Guild War was, though. But they'll use a new thumbnail system. Or maybe we call it Season 2 or something. I'm not sure I'm going to do that for the thumbnail. And or the other thing. But we will get a special thumbnail for them. I'm just not sure if I should still keep counting them up from the previous Guild War number or start them fresh. I guess it would make sense to start them fresh. Oh no, I just want to see really big number though. You know how big that number already is? I think it's like 150 Guild Wars or something. Like the number is already huge. Like it's somewhere around 130 to 150 Guild Wars is how many we've had so far in the entire history of the game. It probably would make more sense to start the numbering back from 1 though. But I don't know, to some degree I kind of want to keep going with the legacy number. Maybe that's what we'll do as a compromise. The title will say the number of the actual Guild War that's been in like the history of the game. But the thumbnail will have the number of the current Guild War. So the thumbnail number would say 1. But the title number would say Guild War number like 140 something. I need to go double check. Yeah, basically what Bill Warhammer ended up mentioning. Like the thumbnail will mention what number it actually is, or you know, like it's the first one ever. But the title will include what actual one it is. If it's like the 146 or whatever it is by that point. We need to go double check because it's been like 2 years since the Guild War, however long it's been. It's been so long. But yeah, thumbnail will have the actual number, or the, you know, the smaller number. The title will have the legacy number. Actually, technically we'll have both the numbers. I also will be handing out a redeem code in between every single Palooza we do, by the way. Yeah, I'm not sure how many Guild Wars there were before. I know it's over 100. I forget the exact number off the top of my head, though. But I know it's over 100 Guild Wars. I know it's over 100 and under 200. Because you have to keep in mind, Guild War used to be every week back in the day. Which is why that number is so high. Even though for the longest time it was running like once a month. It originally at one point was once a week. Like when Guild War first released. Like there was literally only one day of downtime. It was every Monday. Now it's only like 4 days out of a month. But back in the day, there was only 4 days off the entire month. It's actually kind of funny because Guild Wars, when it's re-releasing, is the exact opposite of what Guild Wars was when it first released. I didn't notice that until just now. Because OG Guild Wars, you only had 4 days off the entire month. And new Guild Wars is you only have to do it for 4 days. It's the exact opposite of what it was when it first released. That's kind of funny. I never noticed that till literally just now. Because original Guild War, you had to do 6 out of every 7 days. And new Guild War is 4 days every month. Really funny. Never noticed that till just now. It's the exact 180 of what original Guild War was as far as how much you have to do it. So you have to do it way, way less compared to before. Like absurdly less. Is this like a what? It's over like an 80% reduction. Yeah, oddly enough, the rewards are better than it's ever been. The only problem is half the rewards are paywalled. But the rewards you do get for the paywall, honestly, probably some of the best $5 you can spend on the game. It's actually really good value. I'm not sure if I am going to be going for it because it's just resources and everything. The main thing that seems enticing with it is the legendary shiny. There's going to be a lot of them that are going to be really, really good. I guess what would dictate if I buy a pass, so I will probably do it on the first one ever just for the sake of it. Oh no, maybe we'll do it every time just for to support the game. It's only $5 a month. It's not that much. When you combine it with everything else, it starts adding up though. I don't know, we'll see. We'll definitely buying it for the first time ever like we did for PvP. But we'll see if we keep doing it beyond the first time or not. But I will do it for the first time ever. And beyond that, I might just do it whenever the legend is good. If the legend's really underwhelming, I might not do it. Because 35 shiny tokens is really strong for $5. Not even counting every other reward you're getting. Just the shiny tokens alone for $5 actually pretty good. That's a level 2 shiny troop for a legend. That is really, really, really good. Not only does that make whatever their effect is stronger, but it's one lower mana cost. Gotta get that pay to win in there. It is very pay to win, I do have to say, though. Even though it's not that much, it is very pay to win. Like, the whatever legend you're getting upgraded with that is so much stronger. You can still get it free to play, but you can't get it until months after. Wait, is it level 3? Wait, I thought you needed 10, then 20, then 30. Am I wrong? I always thought you needed 10 shiny tokens, or you know, shiny thingies, then 20 of them, then 30 of them for 60 total. Is it 30 total? I thought it was 10, 20, 30 for 60 total. Oh no, I haven't done that much shiny upgrading, so I forget. I could have sworn it was, Oh wait, it was only 5, 10, and 20? Oh, I'm thinking of something completely different. Wait, what system am I thinking of then? There's something that goes 10, 20, 30. What system am I thinking of then? There's some system in this game that goes like that. Oh, come on, let me click. Artima shiny tokens? Artima's okay. It doesn't make the trait any better, and her ability being slightly better doesn't really do that much. So that one's actually not that good. They did buff Artima in the most recent Divinian Fields update, though. But they didn't buff her good enough that she's viable. Even in a 4-time Centaur team, you're generally not running her. Like, she's not bad if you have to run her. But the meta for 4-time Centaur, I'm pretty sure doesn't even run her in first slot. Because you gotta put a Ward Breaker in there, you gotta put Hero in there, you gotta put the 50% Mana Start troop in there. I guess you do have one flexible slot, but normally you put, I think, a second Manipulator in there to kind of get the team rolling. But I guess the other option could be using her in first slot as a tank. But if she is the first shiny, that's actually not that good. It's not like the worst troop they could be putting on because she is viable occasionally, but like when are you using her? In pure Divinian Fields, you don't need her anymore because the 50% Centaur. In pure Centaur, you don't need her for the same reason. Like, there's no category where you really run her currently. As the two main categories that you would think she would be useful for, the 50% Mana Start Centaur basically completely overrides her now. As the slot where she would have been used now gets replaced by a 50% Mana Start troop for the all Centaur. Which makes it kind of awkward to use Artima now. It's not that she got any worse. If anything, she's actually gotten buffed in the last Divinian Fields update and everything. There's just not enough room with a team of 4 to really fit her in. Unless you're missing one of the good mythics, like Ward Breaker or something, in which case you would use her as an alternative to Ward Breaker. Need people spending so that the game can keep going, yeah. Wonder how much they make these days. Because honestly, Gems of War still has quite the player base. Like, the player base has been going down slightly, at least on Steam. Which I would assume on mobile and consoles has been going down slightly. But for a game that basically has, like, 0 advertising, the fact that its growth over time and where it's currently at these days is actually insane. Like, there are games with probably, like, 100 times this game's budget that has less players. We hope we get Gogging good shiny tokens? Oh, gosh. Yeah, I'm pretty sure initially, just to not make sure they power creep too hard, they're probably going to be putting it on mid-range legends. I don't think they're going to put it on any meta legend. Like, I highly doubt we're going to see something that's used in, like, every team get it. But no, we'll have to wait and see. Also, I don't think they're going to do it to any faction legends. Like, I don't think we're going to get one for Truffle or Beatrix ever, but you never know. I think they're going to do it for things that are from Kingdoms in the event key drop table and stuff like that, to encourage people to event key for them eventually. Shiny Thrall? Oh gosh. 4 mana cost Thrall. 7,200 pet mastery. Oh, nice. Huge congrats, Tyrion. I do think I'm at 5,000 right now. I don't even remember what my number's at right now. Shiny Tesla would be hilarious. I don't think that would ever happen. Imagine they gave her a better boost ratio. And 2 lower mana costs. In all fairness, we actually know what happens when she get a better boost ratio. They already did it. I'm not sure why, but during the Adana rework, instead of making her ability do something based on magic, they simply just gave her a 1 better boost ratio. Imagine if they paid-walled that behind shininess. That would be so pay to win. Imagine a 13 mana cost Tesla that has like a 5-to-1 boost ratio or whatever it is. Or not 5-to-1, I mean like 2-to-1. Actually, what is it now? 3-to-1? I don't remember now. I forget what the buff number is. But imagine they had a Tesla that when shinied was like 1-to-1 for armor value to true damage. That also only had 13 mana cost. That would be the most broken thing ever. But yeah, I assume most things that are going to be getting shininess on Legend, and maybe eventually Mythics as well. But currently there's no Mythics that are getting shiny. But all the Legends that they're going to do initially, I'm pretty sure they're going to be really mid-range troops. They're not going to be anything good. Like, they're not going to be bad troops. Like, our team is not a bad troop. But, I wouldn't say she's a good troop. She's on the better half, but barely. Like, barely, barely. Also, hello, Jamie! Welcome, welcome. I can see your message, but welcome, welcome. Hope all's been well. What else did we miss? Also, hello, everyone who's been lurking the entire stream. Greatly appreciate you for stopping by. If you've been enjoying, definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps a lot and is greatly appreciated. And honestly, with Guild Wars happening now, I guess we're going to go back to streaming a bit more often. We'll see. Because obviously we've only been doing like one stream a week lately, but I might start bringing it back a little bit more often. I don't think I'm going to start doing every day again, though. Because that did become too much. And honestly, it's starting to become too much for Brighter Shores as well. I need to stop doing like everyday stuff with it. For now, we'll still keep doing it for Brighter Shores. But I don't think we're ever going to go back to everyday streams for Gems of War. But we will start streaming a bit more often. With the most noteworthy ones being, we might do one more stream for Vault Weekend this weekend. I'm not sure on that yet. It depends on other things. But we might do one this weekend. Regardless, I'll be grinding it for on-stream or off-stream grinding it. We're definitely doing one for Monday, as we always do. And this Tuesday, we will be doing one for the patch, as we'll be doing the Flower Dragons during that stream. As well as probably reading over the patch notes. Though I probably won't be going over the entirety of Guild Wars again, since we did that this stream. But I will be briefly re-going over Guild War, I guess. But more importantly, going over Flower Dragon. Like, it's pretty much going to be entirely a Flower Dragon stream. Are we getting ready to retire? No. Gosh, I wish I had that kind of money. I don't know, let's see. How red is the stock market today? No, I don't have anything in the stock market. It's actually kind of interesting. I don't think anyone in my family has anything in the stock market. Not because no one in my family has money, but because everyone's invested in things that aren't the stock market. Including myself. But now that I think of it, I can't think of a single person in my family that has any money in the stock market right now. Oh no, I always viewed it basically just as gambling. I much prefer safer investments. Like, the stock market is down so bad right now. So bad. Like, generally speaking, over time, obviously, it goes up. But, you know, there are times like this where it does go straight down. Oh, first one's done. Alright, let's go and do the other two then. Alright, we'll do this one, and then we'll do it off the other set then. Alright, let's go run another Palooza. Oh yeah, let me go hand out a code too. Forgot to go do that. Let me go activate the Palooza first though, so we don't waste the XP. Because I could just do it during the load screen. Where's the Palooza button? Palooza button, where are you? Gosh, I wish I put it at a better spot. Why is it in the middle of nowhere? Why you gotta put it there? Alright, let's see. Alright, let me go get you guys a code. Here you guys go. Enjoy. Alright, there you guys go. There is the redeem code. If you've been shorting stocks since Trump got in, you'd be making bank. True. I have no clue how that works, though. Honestly, I've never done anything stock market related. And since I don't have traditional jobs, I don't even have like a 401k or RIA or whatever it's called. Like, all the money that I do have as Spire is invested. And I mostly keep it as a backup medical fund for the non-existent healthcare system that exists in America right now. So in case there's a medical emergency, I would just dip into the investment fund. Because I more so have it for medical emergencies more so than to make money off of it. Even though it is making money, because obviously you always want your money making money. But I can withdraw it at pretty much any point without getting too much penalty on it. There's a lot of other stuff you have to lock up for like decades before you can really touch it. But after this, we'll run one more Palooza and hand out one more code then. Actually, we'll hand out 2 more codes on the last Palooza. And regardless if we stream more of it or not, we will be grinding the Vault weekend all weekend. Or, you know, not all weekend, but, you know, we're working towards it. Wherever we can get a few in here and there. So, wow, we're just doing really good on Epic Volkies. I'm personally not going to be keeping track of the exact number. But, wow. We've been doing so good on Epic Volkies. Look at this. They just don't stop coming. What's going on? We're being flooded with Epic Volkies. They're like as common as Volkies right now. Did I already read this? Gems of War Guild Wars, week 118, day 6. Oh, was that the final one? December 12th, 2020. Oh, yeah, that's been 2 years. Oh, gosh. Oh, no, that'd be a year and a half. Still been a while, though. Yeah, the last Guild War was number 118 then. So this will be Guild War number 119 for the next one. Oh, so hello, Ron. Welcome, welcome. Yep, everything's been going great. Thanks for asking. And thanks for leaving a like. Greatly appreciated. But overall, after reading all the Guild War changes, I'm pretty happy with it. I like the direction that they went in. The only thing I can see being pretty bad, and probably most people's gripe with it, is they have made it truly into a daily now. In all fairness, most people treat it like a daily, but it is truly now a daily whenever it comes around. So whenever there's a Guild War, you basically have 4 days in a row that has a daily system on top of it. Which is one big issue that some events have these days as well. Like, for example, whenever they do the holiday events now, it's basically 2 weeks of dailies or until you have all the rewards that you want. Yeah, Guild War is now a 4-day daily whenever it happens. You cannot delay any of the battles, otherwise you lose all the loot from it. Another Epic Volkey, wow. Just this Palooza alone, we're at like 4 already. 2 of which were back-to-back earlier. PvP Citadel Wars is almost like a daily? Kind of. Honestly, I haven't been doing it every single day. There's a lot of days I've been missing it. I really should be keeping up with it a little bit more. It's one of those dailies that is worth it, but I keep forgetting to do sometimes. Because you have to do like a double setup to go get it done. Or you do battles on one day, then do battles on the following day. Like, for example, I don't think I have the one for today because I forgot to do it yesterday. So I don't have the gold mark location for today. Like, I only normally do it at like half the time during the week. I really should be on top of it more because gold marks are really valuable. I've probably missed like over 500 gold marks already. I've actually missed out on a lot of them. That's like 5 deep books right there. And how many I've probably missed since we haven't been streaming like every day. I've been slacking on them. Another Epic Volkey. What is with this Palooza? We're at like 5 or 6 Epic Volkeys now, one Palooza. We're almost getting more epics than we are normal. Honestly, this might be our luckiest Palooza ever. At least for Epic Volkey. Look at this, 7. It just does not stop. Is it glitched this week or something? What's going on? I'm getting Epic Volkeys more commonly than Volkeys. That's like our 7th one in one Palooza. And the Palooza's only like half done. We're getting like an Epic Volkey a minute. I'm pretty sure we legitimately have more Epic Volkeys than Volkeys for the first time ever during a Palooza right now. Not sure if it's going to maintain the entire time. I know. Remember when we couldn't even get one Epic Volkey? I think it took us like 3 months before we got our first Epic Volkey. There was one event we grinded for like 30 hours and got 0 Epic Volkeys during the duration that we grinded. They're a lot more common these days. But we're getting still really lucky on this Palooza though. On average, you should expect about 2 per Palooza if you're using a team this quick. And we're currently at like 7. For one Palooza. Which is definitely our record. Honestly, I might need to double check the footage after just to see the exact count, because this is insane. Though they have dried up. We stopped getting them, it looks like. But at least it started strong. Yeah, it took us like multiple months of multiple Vault events before we had our first one. Epic Volkeys were absurdly rare when they first were introduced to the game. And they're still just as bad as they are today. But they were obscenely rare. Though in all fairness, we were really over drop rate. I think on average you could have expected getting one about every 15 to 20 hours before. And I think we're upwards of like almost 100 hours in before we got our first one. Something absurd. Anywhere from like 60 to 100 hours in of grinding Vault event weekends before we got our first one ever. Yeah, Noma Paloozas didn't exist back then, which is why they were so much slower. Actually, I don't even think Pity System existed back then. It was one of the reasons they even added Pity System. Because didn't Epic Volkey come before Pity? I'm pretty sure it did. It was one of the whole reasons why they even added Pities, from people going so dry on Epic. Like going a Vault weekend and literally ending with like 0 Volkeys total. No Epics, no normals, just literally 0. Like, it's one of the few things that even triggered them to add a Pity System to Vault event weekends. Where you get a guaranteed amount of Vault keys. So even if you get really unlucky on Gnomes, you still get some amount of Vault keys. You don't get Epics from it, but you still get, you know, more than none. Because that was one of the things that even triggered it back in the day. For people who would grind like 10, 20 hours at a Vault event weekend or something. And leave with 0 Vault keys total. No normal Vault keys, no Epic Vault keys, just literally none. Yeah, no, Pity's never affected Epic Volkey. But Epic Volkeys, like, the response to Epic Volkeys were one of the reasons why they even added Pity. Like, people who would go so dry and leave a weekend with absolutely no Volkeys at all, of any kind. But no, Pity never affected Epic Volkeys. The only thing that affects Epic Volkeys is the Paloozas. Was the first and only thing that ever made them more common. Well, that and their drop rate being better. Also, teams being able to kill things quicker. Because I'm pretty sure initially the multiplier that made Volkeys more common wasn't affecting Epic Volkeys. I'm pretty sure that was the case. Like that 3 times multiplier. Because technically Volkeys, normal Volkeys, as well as Epic Volkeys, are technically 9 times more common during Vault event weekends. The reason for this is Gnomes are 3 times more common, but also Volkeys are 3 times more common from Gnomes. But I believe when they initially coded Epic Volkeys, the extra 3 times didn't apply. You were still getting 3 times as many Gnomes, obviously, but you weren't getting 3 times as many Epic Volkeys. I believe there was a bug with it initially where it wasn't doing that. Which, of course, has since been fixed. which effectively makes both Vault Keys and Epic Vault Keys have 9 times higher rate during Vault Weekends. It's one of the reasons why it's so good to do. Because both of them are 3 times better, and they both stack, of course, so it's 9 times better compared to farming when it's not a Vault Weekend. It's one of the reasons why Vault Weekends are so strong. Is your Vault Key and Epic Vault Key rate is 9 times better, effectively. As well as all gnomes being 3 times better, so if you want to farm Dragonite or anything like that. Which is actually what I put in the title this time, though I didn't end up getting that much Dragonite so far this stream. Actually, have we seen a single Dragonite gnome today? I just realized. I don't think we've seen a single Dragonite gnome. Even though the stream title has in it. Honestly, I should go change that to going over patch notes or something. For after the stream. Because honestly, half the stream, more than half of it has just been going over the Guild Wars. We have actually gotten 0... I'm pretty sure we've gotten 0 Dragonite gnomes this entire stream. Even though one of the goals of today was to get more Dragonite. Though in all fairness, we pretty much have enough. I have enough for 28 eggs. If we somehow do not get Flower Dragon and 28 eggs, we got a problem. If we somehow go that dry, we have a luck issue. Hopefully we get somewhere in between the two. The first time around, we got really unlucky and it took about 25. The next time around, we got a perfect sweep, only requiring 6. Which was absurd how lucky we got. It's impossible to get luckier. We got the tied luckiest you could possibly get. So hopefully we get somewhere in between and it takes like 12-ish to 15-ish this time. Though it would be really funny if we get it in 6 pulls again. I highly doubt it. Who knows? Maybe we'll get 6 in a row before we get a unique one. Could you imagine? The first 6 pulls are like... if we do get 6 in a row, it better be the blue dragon. If we're going to accidentally get 6 dragons in a row, we better get 6 blues. Because I want to have 4 blues at some point. Because I want to set a joke team at some point where we set up for the blue dragon. Not for Guild Wars, obviously. But for like a normal PvP battle. Because honestly, it's probably my favorite dragon design in the entire game. The blue flower dragon. Unfortunately, it's not the Stellarex equivalence one. But the blue one got the best design. Honestly, I feel like that way with the Celestial Dragon too. I feel like yellow got the best design for Celestial. I'm not sure which one's my favorite Gem Dragon design. But for Celestial Dragon, yellow was my favorite. For Flower Dragons, it's not even close. Blue's my favorite. Honestly, it might be my favorite troop in the entire game, design-wise. Definitely my favorite dragon design in the game. And there's a lot of good ones. Like that most recent Maple Leaf one we got this week was pretty cool. It's really unique. It's not my favorite dragon design, but it's a really unique dragon design. Like a Fey Maple Leaf kind of dragon. Oh, we're at the final one. Oh yeah, thank you, Bill. Yeah, I'll change it after the stream. I'm not gonna bother doing it right now, though. You can change it at any point, and it will get auto-updated. Oh, a verse 1. I have like a billion of these, but hey, they're this is one thing I was always found weird. When they initially said they were gonna add verses to you know, this drop table, we were speculating it would cost like 100, 200, 300 gems each. They only cost 50 gems. And when they're discounted, like this one, they're only 37 gems under a 25% discount. They are so free. Also, thank you so much, Ron, for the $2 tip. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Helps out a lot. Thank you, thank you. But I'm not sure why they made them so cheap. They're actually absurdly cheap relative to how valuable they are. But they charge so much money for it if you want to buy it. Like, this is way too expensive. You should never, ever, ever buy this. 50 bucks for 3 sets of Palooza. Even though 3 sets of Palooza is good, it's not $50 good. It's good, but it's nowhere near $50 good. Maybe 10 bucks? Even that's pushing it a bit. I wish this was like 5 bucks. They should be like $1 per set or something. And just lower the gem amount by a huge amount. Or even just have no gems in it, just the Paloozas themselves. That offer is so high rate robbery. Like the most of most it should be is 10, ideally 5. But it costs 50. That is so insane. Like, that's just stream alone. We already got like 3 verse 3s. Which is like the entire thing's value. Just in a little bit of grinding we've done. Like, it doesn't take that long to get them. Like, you can get 3 full sets in like 4 hours tops. Even if you're going a little unlucky, maybe 5 hours. If you get really lucky, you get it in 1 hour. Alright, what am I doing? Oh yeah, the final Palooza. Oh yeah, let me go hand out the code. That's what I was doing. Also, catch you later, Mr. Sandwich. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good night. There you guys go. We'll hand out 2 more codes. This one and then 1 more after that one. We'll hand it out during the final palooza. All right, let's go do it. Let's go do the final palooza. Do I need to do this for anything? Oh, wait, I already have to collect a thing? Wait, what? I'm so confused. Oh, because one of my tasks wasn't do all the objectives. I see. All right, let me go collect this. Let's go send the final palooza then, with all the bonuses going. There we go. All right, let it begin. The final one. Back we go. Not the final one the weekend, but final one for the stream. Hello, Yusef. Welcome, welcome. Hope all's been well. Yeah, sorry we ended the Brighter Shore stream that you couldn't catch it. Yeah, Brighter Shore stream has been a little bit shorter lately. I'm even considering not doing it every single day soon. Because it's starting to burn me out again doing streams every single day again. Like we have been for the last like 4 months. Because that was one of the reasons why we stopped doing Gems of War every single day. Was just the burnout from doing it literally every single day for like several years straight. Even though we've been doing Brighter Shores for like 4 months, it's already starting to hit me. Because aside from when I had to stop for a few days because of the floor work and everything, we've streamed literally every day for 4 months. Soon to be 5 months. But yeah, we'll be throwing some more Gems of War streams here and there. Like next week, aside from the Monday stream, we'll definitely be doing the Tuesday Flower Dragon stream when the patch comes out. Guild Wars, we will be streaming every day of Guild Wars once they come back. The only problem with doing every day of Guild Wars, though, which is kind of awkward compared to the other system, is in the previous system, you would have a different team every single day. One thing that's slightly awkward about the new system is it's actually the same team every day. You're probably going to be up against drastically different teams. But it's actually, you know what? I just realized it's actually the opposite of the old system. I didn't think about that until now. Your offensive team is basically going to be the same every day, but the defensive teams are going to be different. Whereas by the end of the previous Guild Wars system, it was the other way around. Where you were using a different team every single day, but the defensive teams that we were fighting were always pretty much the same. So that's another system that's basically completely 180 compared to what it was. Because doing a team video for it's going to be really easy to cover now. The main reason we didn't in the past, there was so many teams to cover. Like if we wanted to cover 2 for every color, that'd be 12 teams. And that's not even counting defend teams, just as offensive teams before. But now we could just cover 3 teams. Like a high range, a mid range, and a low range. Like the team you should be using, the team if you don't have like a core troop or 2, and then the team if you have like literally nothing. Because you have to keep in mind, one thing that's going to be a little bit annoying with the event, unlike Underspire, is you likely won't be able to event key for or anything like that. That's something that's going to be slightly problematic. Like for example, when the Broken Spire event comes around, if you currently don't have Broken Spire troops for that Guild War, the actual event week itself, I'm pretty sure, is not Broken Spire. Which means if you don't already have the troops for it, you're kind of out of luck. Unless you want to try for them in general drop table or try to do some of the faction legends or something. But aside from those like last minute ditch efforts kind of things, if you're missing like a core mythic or something, you're probably not going to be able to get it. Like if there's like a really meta mythic for a given category. Because it's very unlikely to coincide with the Soul Forge or a event key drop table. So if you're missing a component, it's pretty much not obtainable. Same as if you're missing a weapon. Because it's not going to be a Broken Spire event week. So if you're missing a weapon, you will not have access to that Broken Spire weapon. You will at some point in the future when the event rolls back around. But if there's like a really, really good weapon for a given kingdom, but you don't have it when the event rolls around, you won't be able to obtain it during the event. Unlike many other events. Because things like Underspire don't have that issue because they coincide with the event week where everything's available. But Guild Wars could start to form that issue. Or if you don't have all the good stuff beforehand, you're kind of out of luck because there's no way to get it. Hey, finally, a Dragonite gnome. The title's not a lie. We got one... Oh, no. Never mind. I jinxed it. No! We got 0 Dragonite gnomes. Oh, no. Wait. I got to try for an extra turn. We got to do some kind of weird shenanigan. Wait. I didn't get it. Come on. Okay, he didn't go for it, but I still don't have an option. Extra turn. Where? Coming to RNG, RNG. No! No! Anyways, title's still a lie. 0 Dragonite Gnomes. Saw that coming a mile away. I was trying to get an extra turn. He has a 30% chance to have a 100% chance to run. Title's still alive. We got 0 Dragonite Gnomes to stream. No! We're doing great work at getting that Dragonite we need. In all fairness, we have more than we need. I just wanted to get a little bit more in case we get, like, absurdly unlucky. And I will be throughout the weekend, but we have, I think, gotten literally 0 Dragonite this entire stream. And a Dragonite Gnome running away isn't helping. Are we going to be playing off-stream? Oh yeah, we're still going to be playing Brighter Shores every day off-stream. When I say I won't be streaming it every single day, I'm still going to be playing it every single day. Same as Gems of War. Even though I don't stream Gems of War every single day, we do play it every single day. Even if we're not streaming, I'm still doing it. Not as long as if I would be streaming it, but I still do it every day. Because I can assure you, if we're not streaming, I would not have been playing Gems of War for 2.5 hours today. I think my average these days is like 15 to 30 minutes normally. As I would say how much I spend on Gems of War dailies and everything. Roughly per day. Whereas if we stream it, we're bare minimum doing an hour. How much Dragonite do I have? Enough to get 28 eggs. At 500 apiece. Whatever that number is. I didn't see my exact Dragonite number, but it showed 28 eggs for 500 apiece. So that's, math. That's 14,000 something Dragonite. It's more than 14,000, but less than 14,500. Is how much Dragonite we have right now. So slightly over 14,000. So unless we go like 4 times over drop rate, we should be able to get it. We'd have to go really unlucky to not get it within that much. But as long as we go like 3 times over drop rate or less, we should be fine. And who knows, maybe we'll get as lucky as we did the second time and get it in 6. I highly doubt we're going to get that lucky again. That's like near impossible. I'm not sure what the odds are on that. But we got a perfect 6 sweep last time for Celestial Dragon. An hour of that was reading? True. Honestly, an hour of this stream has been nothing but reading the Guild War patch notes. I still need to go change the title after the stream. As this has become more of a go over Guild War stream than it has been a farm Dragonite stream. As I've literally gotten 0 Dragonite this entire stream. Despite half the stream being a Guild Wars reading. But hey, at least we know a lot of new info on Guild Wars now. So we're good to go for when the patch happens. Because they dropped a lot of info with that. And apparently they dropped that on Tuesday. I didn't even notice until someone brought it up in chat. Oh, so thank you whoever that was, by the way. I don't remember who that was earlier. But whoever that was, huge thanks for bringing that up. Because I did not realize that. I checked on Monday and it wasn't there, but it's because they posted on Tuesday. Or that or really late on Monday night. One or the other. Because really late on Monday night is technically like around noon in Australia time. Which is where the company is based, of course. As after we finish this Palooza, we'll probably hand out one last code, but still grind for a little bit, because I think we still have like 7 minutes of booster left. I'll probably do some quick kill verse farming or something. See if we get any good angels or merchants out there. I just don't want to waste the last 7 minutes. I definitely have before. But I don't want it to... I've definitely done that before. I think I've done it the most through the PvP rewards. Because I'll claim the rewards at like the end. Like after I'm done playing. But then forget that there's like a 15-minute soul booster or gold booster or something. And then it's like, oh, I wasn't going to play for another 15 minutes. I forgot about that. I've done that so many times when claiming the free PvP stuff. I keep forgetting that it has boosters in between it. It was 1 a.m. Monday night. Wait, Monday night as in Tuesday or Monday night as in Sunday night? Because 1 a.m. Monday night implies... Oh, Tuesday morning. Okay, I see what you mean. I see what you mean now. Because the fact that you said 1 a.m. makes that confusing. Yeah, I see what you mean now. Yeah, that's why I didn't see it then. Because last time I would have checked would have been like 10 p.m., so like 3 hours prior to that. If you don't go to sleep, it's still daytime for you. It's not Tuesday till you wake up. The worst wasted on mobile, starting a booster and falling asleep 2 minutes later. Oh gosh. Actually, I've been doing most of my dailies on mobile lately. I was doing it on Steam Deck a little bit, but honestly, mobile has just been better. You have to reach a little bit too far on Steam Deck. If you want to hotkey everything as if it's like console, it's fine. But if you want to click everything, it's way better doing it on mobile than on Steam Deck. So I've been mostly doing my daily like 90% of the time on mobile lately. So I'm surprised this Palooza is still going. Even after it's over, we'll hand out one more code and then use the last like 7 minutes of our booster or whatever's left. Because I only used 3 15-minute boosters, so there should still be a little bit of time left. There was a little bit of downtime in between each one, but I think it's like 7-8 minutes left. I'll just do some standard verse farming. I think we've gone like 2 or 3 verse 3 so far to stream, so we pretty much got back everything we already used to stream. Because that's the one I'm missing the most of. So anytime we get a verse 3 is basically getting a full set. But we do need to double check. I might be running on low on verse 2 again. I'll go double check after this Palooza's over. We are getting a little low on it. But if anyone still has any other questions or anything you want me to go over, let me know. Because after this Palooza, we'll wind down with a little bit of verse farming and then probably call it there. I'll hand out one more code after this Palooza ends. I think we'll hand out a good one for, or a code for, is if we get any of the good drops from Merchant or Angel. Like the Writ from Merchant or the, like anything on the good side from Angel. Because we're still one purple deed book short. I still gotta scrap together one purple deed book or two before 2 weeks from now. To be able to get our third Magic Kingdom. Or technically it's our fourth Magic Kingdom. It's our third purple Magic Kingdom. Alright, there we go. Oh, speaking of Merchant, watch this be a good one already. Oh! It's not the really, really good offer, but hey, I'm not turning down purple deed books, that's for sure. Alright, let's go hand out a code. Yep, 7 minutes on the dot. Nice. Alright, let's go do 7 minutes of grinding then. Let's do 7 minutes of standard verse farming. Alright, there we go. If we get any other big drops, we'll hand out a code for it. I'm gonna go back to normal Death Devil team. Oh, I still have it all the way at the bottom from when I was doing on mobile. That's funny. I still haven't changed it from earlier. Because whenever I'm farming Voltivent on mobile, I always have Death Devil at the bottom because you don't have to move your finger as far. Purple deeds are so useless now? Yeah, for you. Though honestly, even after you finish all purple kingdoms, they're still useful. It's not like there's only 4 magic... there's not like there's only 4 purple kingdoms in the game. There's only 4 purple magic kingdoms, but you still need purple deeds even after you do all 4 magic kingdoms. Their just value just tanks like crazy. They just become the same value as any other deed. After you get your first 4. And we'll have our third one finished soon. But they're still just as good as any standard deed book. You just can't use them for magic bonus anymore. Which does get rid of a lot of the reason why they're better. Because then they're just a standard deed book. Or a deed. But even standard deeds are still good. It's just the thing that gives them their extra value stops after you get all of the magic kingdoms unlocked. But it takes a while upgrading 4 of them. Well, technically there's 5, but 1 is green, 4 is purple. Oh yeah, did we not get a new kingdom last year? Because they've been starting to do that a little bit. Wasn't there one really early on? When was Midnight released? Wasn't Midnight early last year, or am I thinking of a different year? Was Midnight not really early 2024, or was that 2023 or something? Wasn't that the most recent kingdom? Midnight last year? Or was that 2 years ago and I'm keeping track? Yeah, it was Midnight, that's what I thought. I was going to say, there was a kingdom last year. We haven't gotten a kingdom yet this year, but, you know, it's still early. We're only 3 months in. The first major patch of the entire year is about to hit. But yeah, we haven't had one yet this year, but the year's still early. They got another 9 months. I assume we would get one this year. It's probably just going to be more of a summer release or something. Yeah, it's been over a year ago. But, oh no, it seems like they're just going to be doing it about once every year. Like calendar year, even if it's more than a year duration. They're probably just concerned with overly flooding the game again. It's the whole reason why they stopped adding any kingdoms for about 4 years. And started doing just underworld stuff. Because the map was starting to get way too overloaded. And they're still probably trying to avoid doing that. Because even at 1 per year, gosh, we're going to be at 40 in, what, a few years? Like 2 years from now? 3 years? Aren't we at 38 right now? Like by 2026, we would have 40 kingdoms. Like by sometime next year, if they add one this year and next year. What kind of kingdom do I think will be next? I'm not sure. What kind of theme have they not done for a kingdom yet? Honestly, I almost feel like they would add a new troop type. I think they're going to go left field for one. And add like a completely new troop type to the game. That the new kingdom end up utilizing. Obviously starting to put in some other kingdoms too. But primarily have it for the new kingdom. Because we haven't gotten a new troop type in a very, very long time. Actually, I think the last time we've gotten one was when they made mechs split into both mechs and constructs, because it used to be just one category and then was changed into two. I think that's the last time we've gotten a new troop type. Not counting like Bosch troops or anything like that, or tower or anything kind of other weird category. But like an actual generic troop type. I don't think we've gotten a new one since they split mech into two. Gnome Kingdom? No. That would be funny if we eventually got one though. The Volt Kingdom thing. Apocalypse and Primal. They were originally at some point considering putting Apocalypse into Cinder Mirage to try to catch it up. They never ended up doing that though. Like combining Apocalypse into Cinder Mirage, where they still count as Apocalypse troops, but would also count as Cinder Mirage troops. They never ended up doing that though. They're actually some of the hardest mythics to get in the game because they're never in any event queue drop table. You can only diamond for them or get them in the really wide drop table. It is impossible to ever event key for them due to how their system works. Hey, a verse. Not the one I need, but still more than none. Oh yeah, this troop team order is a little bit bad when it comes to this, though. That's the only problem with doing this team like this. Is instead of getting 10 mana, we gotta go fill, like, 25. Which is not ideal. Oh wait, I could have taken Skull! What am I doing? No! Luckily I just left it there, thank you. And we get nothing. How much timer do we have left? Alright, we got 1 minute. Go, go, go! Should be able to get through like 2 more sets then. An Angel type Kingdom? I feel like Way Home kind of already does that to some degree. I don't know, I feel like Way Home is set up more, or a little bit more like, I guess, Saints and everything like that. And like Holy Paladins and everything. So I guess it's not quite the Angel Kingdom. I just don't really think we need an excuse for another Divine Kingdom though. There's already so many. Or, you know, so many Divine troops. Like, Divine does not need more help. It is pretty strong already. Especially if they ever unnerf the 40% mana start to 50%. It's the only 50% mana start troop that doesn't have 50% mana start. Because they never unnerfed the 50 to 40% that they did to Divinish Follow. I really wish they did, because it bothers me every day. She's still 40% mana. Like, the game would not be unbalanced if we had 50% Divine in the current state of the game. Like, there might be a slight uptick in how much people use Divines, but it's not going to be anything like it was back in the day. Like, it's not like every team out of nowhere will just be Divine only. A bird type? We kind of already have that. That's called Strix. And the rest they just put under Beast. So we technically already have bird type. Maybe they forgot about Ishbala, honestly, probably. It's something I hope they do in some kind of balance patch eventually. Give her back her 50%. Like, it'd be strong, but it would not be broken. Even back in the day, she never even needed to get it removed. The main reason why she was so strong is she used to have 4 times cleanse. Like, on top of everything she already did, she also had 4 times cleanse. Which is just way too much. It's actually such a good mechanic that they've only added 1 troop that has that now. Skull spam while having cleanse to all allies. And it's on a mythic. That one guy that creates purple and skull, I forget his name. He has some kind of weird name. But that one thing that creates purple and skull, he's the only thing that has 4 times cleanse while creating skulls. Back in the day, that used to be Divinish Bala before they nerfed her. But now it's just that one mythic. And that mythic is even good. Like, it's not bad, but you generally don't use it. Because the main thing that made Divinish Bala so good with it is it had double enchant with it and 50% mana start to all divines. Whereas the only thing the other troop has with it is, like, pretty much nothing. Like, his ability is, like, the whole reason you use them. And there are other ways to cleanse that are generally better. Alright, we'll keep going until we get 1 more gnome. We're on the final gnome hunt. Yeah, the Clown Kingdom of Midnight, yeah. I'm trying to think of what other gimmick they could do for a kingdom that they haven't already done. I still feel like, yeah, Rafamon, that was the one, presumed, thank you. But I'm trying to think if they were to do a new troop type, what would it be? I'm trying to think of like what typing they haven't really done in the game yet. Toon? Toon would be an interesting concept. A Toon Town. Spiders? Spiders will carry. There's even a troop that summons spiders from Zolkari. Even though it's not a troop type, it is a troop category. There are several of them in the game. There's about like 6 or 7 of them in the game where there's something that identifies it as a type, but it's not actually a type. For example, Knoll is a type in the game, but is not actually a troop type. Spider is a type in the game, but isn't actually a troop type. Like, nowhere's on the card does it say it's a spider. But there are things that have, like, almost a third typing on them. Oh, there we go. Oh, good, it's a verse as well. Nice. Now, let me go check what my verse numbers are at. But yeah, there's, like, a hidden third type on many troops in the game. And the thing I'm referring to is this thing, for example. It summons a random spider, but spider is not a troop type. But is considered a category. So, for example, something like this is a spider, and technically has 3 troop types, Beast, Knight, and Spider. But the spider is invisible, or, you know, the typing of the spider is invisible. But things like this have basically a third type, Elf, Beast, Spider. So it gets summoned as a spider from this, but it itself is not a spider troop, even though obviously it is a spider troop. You know what I mean. Like, it doesn't have a troop type of spider, but is classified as a spider for things that call on spider. And there are a few other mechanics that are in the game like that, where technically there's something that calls on it as a typing, but it's not actually on the card itself. It's something I hope they clarify on cards in the future. But anyways, guys, any other questions? I guess we'll hand out one last code. And I think for now we're going to be calling it. I'm not sure if we're going to do another Vault Grind stream, but if not, we will be back on Monday, same time as always, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we will be streaming every day of Guild Wars when Guild War returns. And we will be streaming on Tuesday, assuming there's a patch, where we'll be doing all the Flower Dragons. So we'll be obtaining every Flower Dragon and using every Flower Dragon. Most notably the Stellaryx version, of course. Or, you know, the final one. But we will maybe use all of them. Definitely the blue one. We got to at least do the blue one. If we're going to do any of the 6 individual colors, we got to use the blue. But anyways, guys, I hope you all enjoy your weekend. Best of luck on the Vault Grind. If you haven't started yet, still plenty of time. You still have 2 whole solid days. Ends on Monday reset time in 2 days, 4 hours. So plenty of time to do it. We're only a day in. So definitely make sure to get on the grind, as this is the final time to go grind Dragonite before the new Flower Dragons come in. And if you go unlucky, you're going to need thousands of those, tens of thousands. Oh yeah, that's something I didn't check. How much Dragonite do we have? Yeah, we're sitting on 14,228, which we mentioned before. We're slightly over 14,000. And I currently have 14. Okay, I still need more verse 3. I wasn't sure if my verse 2s or 3s. Also, we got 71 Volkies to stream. That's actually not too bad. It's not even counting pity or anything. I can't remember how many epic Volkies we had, but honestly, we got a billion of them. Not sure if I showed it at some point earlier to the stream, if we went past them earlier. But gosh, I feel like we got like 15 Volkies or something. I'm pretty sure we're at like 1550. We've gotten like 13 to stream or something. We did so good on them. So hello, Fabian. Goodbye, Fabian. But anyways, guys, hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Thanks, Tom, as always. Greatly appreciated. There's a whole category. Let's see. Anis? Oh, that would be an interesting one. Also, the Toon one that Tyrion mentioned earlier, too. I think he mentioned the same reference, too, that I was thinking. Like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Toon style thing. Because I really liked what they did for those as well. Like the Toon Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. But yeah, that would actually be a really cool category. A Toontown-related kingdom. Because it would definitely be an interesting art style direction compared to where the rest of the game is. It would be for a really good, interesting type. Like, you wouldn't do it as a typing necessarily, but, you know, like, stylistically, it'd be, like, a way different kingdom. But yeah, it would be interesting. There's definitely an angle to go. Oh, yeah, by the way, on the poll, we had 23 votes. By the end of the poll, we have the following. Thoughts on the new Guild Wars system that we went over extensively to stream. Better than before, 47%. Still hate it, 30%. About the same, 21%. After 23 votes. But anyways, guys, I will catch you. Oh, yeah, they could also just do tunes of existing ones, too. That would be interesting. Like, reskinning a bunch of them that way. I'm not sure how that would work for a full kingdom, though, because generally kingdoms aren't ever based on other kingdoms in that sense. Normally, they all have their own unique identity. Some might have a little bit of overlap, like Volpacia is really Wargear heavy, whereas Booker Woods is also pretty Wargear heavy. And there have been a lot of iterations, like with Immortals, where they start, you know, having other alterations of troops. But never does it define like an entire kingdom, the alterations. Normally the alterations are in like separate categories, like these PvP things and stuff like that. But anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for stopping by, and goodbye, everyone. Thanks for watching.